thing Brahma, all this thing Brahma took it from the universal form. Now you understand? So till now about creation universal form, anybody has any question? No, no. Are you getting the clear what is the idea of universal form? You can just get an idea. Okay? Are you getting it?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So universal form, it has everything. So Brahma being, he also born, he is also born from universal form, no Brahmaji, right? Sorry. So he also born. So everything is there. So he took from him. Now taking from Lord means what? Brahmaji is taking, he is producing the universal what to say, elements. But here is Brahmaji is saying, I'm taking from the Lord because Lord is the source of all the universes, I mean, all the ingredients. So therefore, he took from the Lord. Okay, clear now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so he took from the Lord himself. Okay. Okay, so where were we? 1 minute. 1 minute. Just give me 2 seconds. My laptop is little hanging. Is circling 1 minute. Which verses you can see, you are seeing on the screen?
No. 23, Prabhuji.
You are seeing 23, no?
Yes.
Okay, okay, okay. 23 is visible, no? 1 minute. 1 minute. Radhe. Now which verse is visible? Because there is some problem here. Now which verse is visible?
23.
23 or
Same.
Same. Okay. 1 minute. Oh, okay. Okay. So the Prabhupada writes in the purport. You'll see the purport. See. Prabhupada talks about, see this. Prabhupada talks about the lotus flower coming from, see in the translation what is written, the abdominal lotus flower coming from Mahavishnu, plenary expansion of Lord Krishna. Okay. So lotus flower is a part of bodily limb. So lotus flower coming and within the lotus flower is universal form. So Brahma took from universal form, but it is also based on the Lord's limbs. Okay. So therefore, see Prabhupada writes here, very interesting point. Where it is here only. See, the abdominal lotus flower is a part of Lord's body only because universal form I told you is based on the Lord. Okay. So Brahma took it from there. So then Prabhupada writes about how Brahma, he saw the darkness, after being born. So then he got a sound called tapa. Tapa means to do austerities. So it was given by Adi Saraswati, who is the wife of the Supreme Lord. Okay? It was given to be by Adi Saraswati. So Prabhupada then speaks in the point of a personal way that Lord is a personal, not, and animal sacrifices, Prabhupada writes, the animal sacrifice is never meant for killing the animal, but achieving the successful result of the sacrifice. So if you read in the one of the book translated by, Ramayana is translated by Ramanujan Madhva's commentary, there he quotes from a Purana, the translator, there he says that, the cows, when they are sacrificed, cows or whatever animals, So immediately they used to get human life. They don't have to go from various species. So he quoted a verse there. Okay, so we go to text 24. Okay. Teshu yagyasya pashavah svanashpataya kushah idam cha deva yajanam kalas chorugu nanditah. Read what Brahma took from the sacrifice. What are the ingredients? Take, read.
For performing sacrificial ceremonies, one requires sacrificial ingredients such as flowers, leaves, and straw, along with sacrificial altar and a suitable time, spring.
Right. So he took this. So this is the verse of this is the verse of Purusha Sukta Sambrita Sambrita. There's a verse. Deva Yagyamatan Vitaha. So he took all the sacrificial ingredients, like from the sacrifice and a suitable spring also. And the next verse, so Prabhupada writes, so next verse, he will take four, what do you say? 4 priests also. See. Vastuni Oshadhya Sneha Rasa Huh? What?
Nothing, we were just reciting shloka.
Vastuni Oshadhya Sneha Rasaloha Mrido Jalam Richo Yajum Samani Chaturhotram Cha Sattamaha.
Other requirements are utensils, grains, clarified butter, honey, gold, earth, water, the Rig Ved, Yajurved, and Shamaved, and 4 priests to perform the sacrifice.
Yeah, for every sacrifice, 4 priests. So what are those 4 priests? Prabhupada writes. Can you read this?
To perform a sacrifice successfully, at least 4 expert priests are needed. One who can offer hota, one who can chant udgata, one who can kindle the sacrificial fire without the aid of separate fire, advaryu, and one who can supervise, Brahma.
So these are the 4 priests. Means 4 priests are required. So their name are given. Means it's not a, it's just a Udgata means a priest who will chant. Hota means who will offer. Like this. So any priest will sit there, so their name will be this. So Brahma was the first living entity to do the sacrifice. See, such sacrifices were conducted from the birth of Brahma, the first living creature, and were carried on till the reign of Maharaj Yudhishthira. But Prabhupada says such expert Brahmana priests are very rare. Why they are rare in Kali Yuga now? Who will answer this? Do you know why they are rare?
Because they can't pronounce mantras exactly.
No. But why? Okay, then why they cannot pronounce mantra? Hmm?
Because when this Sringi Rishi cursed Parishit Maharaj, so from there, Prabhupada, that's the downfall of Brahmanas happened.
Yes. When Shringi Rishi cursed a devotee, right?
Yes.
So one should not curse a devotee. Okay. So do the curse of a devotee, what do you say? It has effect in this age. Tell me. Curse of a devotee.
It depends on the advancement of that devotee. Like if
Okay. But in general,
no,
somebody
no,
says,
no. I heard Maharaj, Brahmaji Gopalakrishna Maharaj told us that it will not be effective in this age. Devotee's curse.
means devotee cursing somebody. You are right, it's depend upon the advance of a person. And one word devotee will never curse only. But there are some normal, like you people are doing sadhana, you start cursing somebody. What happened? You will also curse your junior? No. I want to understand. Yes? Pandurang Shangu, curse has an effect in this age? Tell me.
Don't know, Guruji.
Yeah, he said he's right. Depend upon the how much the person's level, but it has effect. I'll show you the verse. 1 minute. It has effect. This is from Parashar Smriti. Okay, I'll show you. See here. Read. Can somebody read this and make it bigger? Oh, it's very too big. Can somebody read this?
Occurs in the Krita, takes effect the moment it is littered. In Trita, it does so intended.
Krita means Satyug.
You Trita. Krita is Satyug, okay. Trita, it does so in 10 days in time. In Dwapara, in the course of a single month. In Kali, however, it takes a year.
So depend upon the person advancement, the curse will have a effect. Similarly, donation also. See here, it's very interesting.
In
Just
Krita, the
just
donor,
extra information, Okay.
in Krita, the donor himself comes up to the doni and makes the gift. Haribol. In each succeeding Trita age, the doni is invited and the gift is made. In Dwapara, the gift is made to one who asks for it. In Kali, however, gifts are made in exchange for service done.
Now see here, read this.
Excellent is the gift made on coming uh, coming to the doni's side. The gift after invitation is of middling kind. Gift to one who asks for of a low character, but gift for service rendered is fruitless and fails to bear any merit.
Because already is asking for fruit, no, they're not develop any merit, right? Interesting, no?
Fund collection के लिए अच्छे हैं.
Proji, there is one question, Proji. We see sometimes in a quarrel between devotees, so they may tell like this, I curse you, you do like this. Somebody who is a very angry nature. So will that apply to this thing to them? After 1 year, he will not.
Like Prabhuji said, it is right. I don't know, because of his sadhana. If his sadhana is good, if he does like this, it will happen to that person. If his
But
sadhana,
if it is coming out of envy or
see how it is now. If he is cursing him, so I'll show you a verse also. If he cursing that person, so all his knowledge and fame, everything will go away. I'll show you. So this is if he's cursing that person, 100% his knowledge and everything will go away. 100%. Fame and all, everything goes away. Okay, wait, I'll show you. I'll get the verse for you. Wait for 2 minutes. Now, yeah, we are about to over with the chapter. No worries, there's not too much. What is it? 1 minute. So I just 1 minute. I'm just trying to find it. I'll show you verses.
नहीं मुझे काय करता है? अधिकार नहीं. कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं.
Oh, I'll just 1 minute. See. That is not like that about the curse, but I'm not able to find. Give me 2 minutes. 2 minutes. No worries. I'll finish the chapter now only. Just give me 2 minutes. I'm not able to find that document, but it is there. I have seen that. I'm just getting. Okay, by the time you read the further verse, no problem. Yes, you'll read the further verse. नामधेयानि मित्रश्च च दक्षिणश्च वृतानि च देवतानुक्रमः कल्पः संकल्पस्तन्त्रमेव च. Read, read.
Not able to see, Prabhuji.
Not even what are you saying? Acha, you are saying something else. Okay, sorry. Yes. So what? Okay, see this. Read.
Other necessities include invoking the different names of the demigods by specific hymns and vows of recompense in accordance with a particular scripture for specific purposes and by specific processes.
Right. So necessary including the different names of demigods. So everything Brahma took from the universal form by specific hymns. Like for the Agni is glorified with the specific hymns. Agni mile purohitam yagyascha ridvijam hotaram yagnadhatum harihi. Oh, means, oh Agni, please come and accept the offerings. Like for Indra, for everything there are verses. And all this Brahmaji took from universal form. And vows of recompense, like we take Sankalpa before doing this. So there is Sankalpa mantra. Like we say the position, we take Sankalpa and we say our position, Bharat Varshe, Bharat Khande, Jambu Dvipe. So then later we take a Sankalpa. So Sankalpa also in accordance with particular scripture, specific purpose. So these are all required for the Yajna. So this is all taken by Lord. Okay. Taken by Brahmaji from the Lord. Okay. So Brahmaji took all these things from the Lord himself. Lord's universal form. Okay. So Prabhupada writes in the purport. Can somebody read this? Read here.
The whole process of offering sacrifice is under the category of fruitive action, and such activities are extremely scientific. They mainly depend on the process of vibrating sounds with a particular accent. It is a great science, but due to being out of proper use for more than 4,000 years, for want of qualified brahmanas, such performances of sacrifice are no longer effective, nor are they recommended in the fallen age. Any such sacrifice undertaken in this age, as a matter of show, is simply a cheating process by the clever priestly order. But such a show of sacrifices cannot be effective at any stage. Fruitive action is being carried out with the help of gross material science, but the materialists await a still more subtle advancement in the process of vibrating sounds on which the Vedic hymns are established. Cross material science cannot help one fulfill the real purpose of human life. It can only increase the artificial needs of life without any solution to the problems of life. Therefore, the way of materialistic life leads to the wrong type of human civilization. Since the ultimate aim of life is spiritual realization, the direct way of invoking the holy name of the Lord, as mentioned above, is precisely recommended by Lord Chaitanya, and people of the modern age can easily take advantage of this simple process, which is tenable for the condition of the complicated social structure.
Right. Okay. So we go to the next verse. Next 27. Gatayo matayaschaiva prayaschitam samarpanam purushavaya vayate sambara sambrita maya. Read.
Thus, I had to arrange all these necessary ingredients and paraphernalia of sacrifice from the personal bodily parts of the personality of Godhead. By invocation of the demigods' names, the ultimate goal, Vishnu, was graduated, and thus compensation and ultimate offering was complete.
Right. So which Vishnu? Universal form. Now clear? Anybody has any question? Yes, bro.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. So
Yes.
why Brahma is the master of all demigods? Why he has to take help of the other demigods, invoking them to please Vishnu?
He didn't took help from the demigods. He took the names of the demigods because demigods also having the share of the sacrifice. Brahma may be the supreme, the Lord Shiva also comes, Vishnu also gets the sacrifice for the yajna. because he's doing to Vishnu. So Vishnu in relation with all the demigods are worshipped during the sacrifices. Because in the sacrifices, Agni is also being poured, water is also being used, So many things are used. So all the demigods come to take their share. Because they are
these demigods are which are out of universe because creation has not started.
Now, at present, these Brahmajis invoking the demigods in the sense he's invoking the names and mantras for the demigods. Okay, so he's invoking the names and mantras for the demigods. Okay, so this he is doing after after his creation. After Brahmaji creates, then he invokes the demigods mantra. This is just talking about the universal form. First creation he did. So you see the translation what Brahmaji is taking. He is taking the names. Okay, here it is. Say demigods, different names, invoking the different names, not the demigod itself, by specific hymns. So because the demigods are also, he has to do sacrifice, but it is to do it for the demigods also. So which demigods? These are Prakritic demigods. Okay, which is they are higher than even Brahmaji. Then based on these demigods, prototype Brahmaji will create prototype demigods. Okay, so Brahma
Yes, it is outside the universe.
outside the universe, but they are in the universal form also. See, understand?
Okay.
Outside the universe, their prototype went inside, right? Okay, in Garbhodaksha Vishnu's body. Then what happens? Garbhodaksha Vishnu, when he creates the universal form, they pray. So Agni sat on the hands of the universal form. Okay, Surya sat in the eyes of the universal form. This is there in third canto it will come. Okay, the prayers by the Prakrita Devatas. So they all sat, but the universal form was not moving. Then Shrudaksha Vishnu entered into the heart of the universal form as Vasudev. Then the universal form begins to move. In that. Is it clear?
Okay, Prabhuji.
Okay, so he's invoking the names of those Prakrita demigods. So based on that demigods, that prototype Brahmaji will create.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So first sacrifice Brahmaji did as a living entity, then later many kings started doing the sacrifices. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So you are in which verse? See here. By invoking the demigods' names, ultimate goal Vishnu was gradually attained. Because Vishnu is attained through, because when you do sacrifices, we bring Agni. Now this is sometimes in Vaishnava Yagya, what we do? In Vaishnava Yagya, instead of Ganesh, we use Vishvakshen. Instead of sometimes demigods, we use some Vishnu's form. Okay, this is there. But here he's just showing a general sacrifice. So Lord Vishnu also comes to take his share, and he shares, Vishnu takes his share, and other demigods he gives to them also. Every Yagya, demigods come. If somebody does Yagya, you ask that. Like first we put Agni. Agni is there. So we remove that Agni, that is crematorium Agni, Yama's Agni. Then we bring Vaishnava Agni, as we do, Vaishnavas. But there they bring Agni Devata inside. Okay. Agni, there it is mentioned in Madhvacharya, right? Agni hi Parama Daivata. Because all the offerings goes to the demigods to Agni. Agni takes those offering and give it to demigods. But here, Brahmaji, so demigods are also required. There are direction devatas also, which sits on Mount Meru. When you do direction, we sit, like in the DT worship, we do Dikpal during Abhishek. How many know? They take some Pandri more. I don't know what is called in English. And they do direction, they throw to purify the directions. You have heard, seen that? You do? You seen or what?
Yes,
And
yes, Prabhuji. They do. We have seen.
They do na. So we do. I do it in Kunji Hari, but I don't do. Lalit Mahaprabhu does. So he does like this. We recite. Okay. So I just this last Janmashtami, I told it's like to Balaram, and this we do to purify the direction. So if we are worshipping Vishnu, why demigods is needed to purify direction? Because these are the basic rituals are told us to do. So Brahmaji is doing this, invoking their names. Like we know, what is it? Shastino Indro, Vidrashavaha, Shastina Pusho, Vishwaveda. Now why Indra's name there? Shastina Pusho, Arishtanemi. Before Abhishek we do this, right? No? So these demigods are in connection with the Lord only. Okay, so we have to recite this verse, no? Or no? We did this. Okay, read the translation. Read this again. Read again.
Then Thus, I had to arrange all the necessary ingredients and paraphernalia of sacrifice from the personal bodily parts of the personality of Godhead. By invocation of demigods' names, the ultimate goal, Vishnu, was gradually attained, and thus compensation and ultimate offering was complete.
Right. Read the purport, Prabhupada.
In this verse, specific stress is given to the person of the Supreme Lord and not to his impersonal Brahmajyoti as being the source of all supplies.
Right.
Narayana, the Supreme Lord, is the goal of sacrificial results, and therefore the Vedic hymns are ultimately meant for attaining this goal. Human life is thus made successful by pleasing Narayana and getting entrance into the direct association of Narayana in the spiritual kingdom of Vaikuntha.
Right. Okay. So you are wanting that now? I just got some 2 verses. I'll show you. Like, it is said one who offer pranam to Brahman, what he'll get. But when one who does not offer pranam, they won't get anything. Okay. Okay. Read this. 1 minute. Read this. He who habitually, see this?
He who habitually salutes and constantly pays reverence to the aged obtains an increase of 4 things, that is, length of life, knowledge, fame, and strength.
Yeah. So he who habitually salutes the aged means the Brahmana. So what to speak of a devotee? If he does not salute, then he won't get these 4 things. He will lose it. And in Bhagavatam also there is verse. He will lose it. And again, I'll show you one more. 1 minute. One more. This is like you are saying, if somebody is very wicked, what happens to that person? Now here, read this very important thing. Where it is? Oh, 1 minute. I'll search. 4, 7. What's that? See this. Somebody is very crooked. See, read from here. Where it is?
Right. Right. Yes.
So this like but I'll show you from where to read.
Walking the path of righteousness.
Read this in the translation. Read this.
Neither a man who lives unrighteously, nor he who acquires wealth by telling falsehoods, nor he who always delights in doing injury, even attain happiness in this world.
One who lives righteous, so neither a man who lives unrighteously nor he acquires wealth by telling falsehoods. Means he is living very nicely. Okay. Now next translation read.
Let him, through suffering in consequence of his righteousness, never turn his heart to unrighteousness, for he will see the speedy overthrow of unrighteous, wicked man.
If somebody is troubling him, so he should not take wrong means. Okay. Read now further. Unrighteous practice.
Unrighteous practiced in this world does not at once produce its fruit, like a cow, but advancing slowly, it cuts off the roots of him who committed it.
So somebody does unrighteous thing, maybe he's a devotee, whoever. After due course of time, gradually his roots will be cut off. You may think, he's growing. See next verse. Read. If a punishment.
If the punishment falls not on the offender himself, it falls on his sons. If not on the sons, at least on his grandsons. But an iniquity once committed never fails to produce fruit to him who wrought it.
So some trouble somebody.
Iniquity
He
means
may not get, or if somebody is troubling somebody, so it may think he's prospering. He may not get anything, right? Oh, what is this? This is not good. Well, but his son, if he's troubling me, his son or his opulence, okay, everything will go away. After due course of time, it is written. Okay, clear now? Iniquity means immoral activity if he has done, means like troubling others. Okay. Okay. Read here. He prospers.
he prospers for a while through unrighteousness. Then he gains great good fortune. Next, he conquers his enemies, but at last he perishes, branch and root.
If he is living unrighteously, troubling, doing politics, whatever, But after due course some time, because he will, every root and branch will be out because of his behavior, right? So therefore, one should be very truthfulness. So how truthfulness means what for the devotee? Always looking for the absolute truth and always seeing in connection with the absolute truth. Then that is good, right? Is it okay? So devotee curse, or then due course of time he will suffer or his family will suffer. Okay?
So, it is from which book? Like, reference?
It's from Dharma Shastras. Just leave it. It's from Dharma Shastra. Parashar Smriti, Yajnavalkya Smriti, that. Okay? So it is there. So you have seen, no, you trouble some other person, like just in general, even since it's very general. So what to speak of if you trouble a devotee? This is just general, if you trouble any general person. But what to speak if you trouble a devotee? And devotees are always righteous. And if you trouble a devotee, then you may think, Are he's troubling, he's not doing, Krishna is not doing. But due course of time, he's gone. See, he may be bad, he may be having shortcomings, but his shortcomings should not trouble a devotee. That is the point. Am I right or not?
Yes.
He may have shortcomings, he's praying, okay, Lord, please. But that should not trouble a devotee. Maybe he's a greedy, his greediness should not usurp other devotees' property. He may be lusty, okay, but his lustness should not come out in an anger way to other devotees. That should not be done. Okay? So you asked me, I showed you a little extra information. So now this 6th chapter only just we're going to read, nothing is there. Okay? This just ingredients, not so special.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Prabhuji, in one of the purport, Prabhupada is saying that the sacrifices is not practical in this in previous verse. So we should focus on a holy name. So my practical
Right.
question is that sometime we see that devotees also perform some yagyas to get recovered from the health and all this. So
Right.
how much it is should be encouraged, means that's my question. Means sacrifice we do, although it is Vedic, but Prabhupada is not encouraging much sacrifices.
Right, absolutely. But we do that sacrifices first point. I'll come to your point first, which Gopal Bhattu Goswami has given in Satkaresar Deepika, like Narsimha Yagya, all those Dasha Samskaras. He has given personally. So Acharyas have given
Acha.
that. So Prabhupada also talks about Dasha Samskaras in his purport. So for that we do yagyas. Like for initiation we do, so we do yagya for that. Like Annaprashna is there for the baby's Annaprashna, marriage ceremony, all these things. I can, if you want, I'll show you the Satkaresar Deepika. Everything is there. But for the health also, if a devotee is praying to Narsimhadev Yagya, that's not a harm. Like we sometimes pray for Maharajas and Sannyasis, not doing Narsimha Yagya for them, right? Because we're doing it for Vishnu. That is because that is given. Means like Yagya for Vishnu, Narsimha, Sudarshan Yagya, those type of yagyas we can do. But specifically for the health, we do yagya for the Dhanvantari. Okay? Because see, it's matter of Prabhupada says what, which sacrifices, the sacrifices what used to do during Dwapar Yuga, and what the sacrifices used for the Karma Kandi, that we don't do. That is not, that is forbidden. But certain, if you read Satkaresar Deepika, there are certain sacrifices are there. We use it for Vishnu, and by using not demigods, by Vishnu's name. In replace of demigods, there are Vishnus. So we do it for the, okay, like somebody is doing Vastu Homa. So Vastu Shanti Yagya is given, but in Vastu, outside people will do Vastu Purusha Yagya. So there is a Vastu Mandala, there is a Vastu Purusha. So they do it, that energy in the land. But we will do for the Lord. Because in that Vastu, Lord has been established. So we'll do it for him. Okay. So if that includes in that, Vastu also comes. We do some Vastu mantras also, but it comes in that. So it is given by, in short, it is given by Satkaresar, it is given by Gopal Bhatta Goswami, so we do. Complete book of Yagya is there. And installation Yagya also do. But devotee specifically going to Ganesh, specifically doing there something, so that is not entertaining.
Okay.
So
Thank you, Prabhuji. I was not aware of this.
No, you can check that books. If you are Brahmin initiated, there are yagyas.
Yes.
which do Vaishnavas do.
Mm.
But Prabhupada says
Okay.
don't emphasize so much. I mean, like every time you will go and sit and yagya. Main thing is chanting of the holy name.
Mm.
There are certain purpose we have to do yagya, like DT installation, we have to do yagya. Initiation. See, sometimes initiation is there and yagya is happening after 1 year, right?
Mm.
Because
Yes.
that is not so prominent, but prominence is our chanting of the holy name. But there are certain yagyas you have to do, like Grastas, if they have a baby, they do some yagyas. After 3 months, there is one Simanta Nayanam Samskar. For that small yagya is done. Okay, like part of the hair. If a woman's hair is parted, so baby's head, hair, brain inside the womb also become divided. So therefore, that's Simanta Nayanam. Okay.
Mm.
So baby's brain is also
Okay.
divided. So this is a complete science. Like baby is first born. So the umbilical cord is not immediately cut because nowadays the doctor, but later doctor found out that it was that the umbilical cord is not cut as a baby is born. It is kept for 2-3 minutes. So the blood flowing into the umbilical cord, that blood creates stem cells in the body of the baby, which protect the baby from cancer. But now but previously the samskara was that before the umbilical cord, the father is to come and this much, with gold and some honey is there. This he used to touch like this very just touch, very very point touch to the baby, and he used to chant some mantra. That samskara was there. By the time the blood used to flow like this, and then they used to cut umbilical cord.
Wow.
So these things people don't like this. Okay. So for
Thank you,
every
Prabhuji.
this Dasha Samskara represent the 10 hands of Durga,
Okay.
controller. So that's in Brahma Samhita, verse 44 purport. Okay. You can see this. The 10 hands of Durga represent 10 samskaras. Now Prabhupada talks about the folio, which we are in the 28th verse. See, if I put, it will come. Dasha I don't know how to samskara. 1 minute. Samskara. Prabhupada talks about this samskaras. You can search. Prabhupada talks so much of this. See, purify undergoes samskaras. So like all this samskara talks about, right? So then if you put samskara, that also comes because many things come. Prabhupada talks about Dasha samskara also. So see here, Dasha with the samskar, right? See, Dasha with the samskar.
Yes.
And Prabhupada talks about according to the injunction of Yajnavalkya, Smriti, Parashar. So you should there. We cannot avoid this. Only thing so these things are all there. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
How to do the samskara? Go and check Satkaryasar Deepika. The yagya is also required. Then without yagya, how to do?
Achha. Okay.
It's
Okay, Prabhuji.
जो devotee, whatever they do, I don't know, but so we have verse number.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Prabhuji, like we have the 6 symptoms of surrender, na? Ki Gop Tattva Varnam Tatha ki I will take only shelter of Krishna. Krishna is my only protector. So some devotees say that you will take shelter of Krishna if anything is there. And some devotee has the mood that like if they have some health problem or some extra etc problem, they will chant Narsimha Stotra, Gajen prayers. Again, they are taking shelter of Lord Hari himself, Lord Vishnu. But some are like totally Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and these Hare Krishna Mahamantra is for my achieving Krishna Prem. And for other things, I will take shelter of Narsimha Stotra, all these things. And for some devotees, they have this stand. For everything, Hare Krishna Mahamantra is there. Only taking shelter of Krishna, nothing else. So, what our Acharya says upon this thing, we should, like you have told about this.
No, Prabhupada says, no.
Aware of it.
Once you chant any mantra, so why Prabhupada gave nursing arati? For our protection only. The morning Prabhupada gave no nursing arati. Prabhupada said that
Yes.
nursing arati in the beginning the day you do, it's a protection for the devotees. So
And
people chanting Narsinga mantra, there is no harm in that.
Narsim Stotras, yes.
No harm in it. Because one, there is Narsimha Devi in Golok is also there.
अच्छा जी.
So don't think that if you chant Narsimha mantra, go to Vaikuntha. See, remember this part. When I was reading Ramayana, one Ramayana translated, I was just reading it. So one devotee came and told me that if you read Ramayana, you'll go to Ayodhya.
हाँ.
Are you? I said, are you crazy about it? See, a devotee of Krishna can appreciate all the pastimes of lords, Ram, Varaha, right? But the devotee of Ram, not compulsory, they'll appreciate the Rasa Leela of Krishna.
हाँ जी.
Because in worshipper of Krishna, they appreciate devotees of Krishna, they appreciate all other forms, but they have the idea that Krishna is the supreme.
हाँ
But
जी.
reading Ramayana, will your faith get disturbed? And because the process is given by Rupa Goswami, is to go home, Golok Vrindavan, no, chanting Hare Krishna, serving the devotees. Then
हाँ.
what proper desire was to translate Ramayana, no, word by word.
Yes.
So see, if somebody appreciate Krishna's Golok pastime, he'll appreciate Krishna's all pastime in all the forms.
Yes.
It's not like if he's appreciating, therefore he's going. It's so easy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, he just did because Krishna knows he's not a fool. He's a very intelligent. Krishna is the supreme Lord. He knows the heart of a devotee. Because we like, heart to heart, we know Krishna is the supreme. Okay, so that's the point. It's not like that too. And he was quoting me Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. That Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says that one should not read other things, Dwarka pastime and like this, like this. See, you should know Acharya is speaking from what angle.
हाँ जी.
But we should be firm. So therefore, we first to study about Golok and all Prabhupada books. There's no harm in that. I'm not. When I was teaching cosmology, people were saying that if you study cosmology, you'll go to beginning days. You'll go to Jambudweep. You'll have a desire to go. I said this does not happen like that. You cannot control that much desire.
सही बात है.
इतना सारा प्रैक्टिस करके क्या फायदा अभी उधर गए भी तो इन दैट Jambudweep and all, there are all forms of the lords are worshipped there. Their bhakti is going on.
हाँ जी.
That's what the residents. So there you see there are forms of some areas are the forms of the Lord. Kimpursha Varsh, Hari Varsh.
हाँ जी.
Is people I don't know devotee from where they get these ideas. I see I don't know Sanskrit. So till whatever I have read, I never came across this. I heard from one of the sannyasi in ISKCON. He said very interesting point. Because one devotee in the beginning, devotee was telling when I heard from him, he said that he said devotee of Krishna because he appreciates Krishna's all pastime, he'll appreciate other pastimes also because Narasimha is Krishna only. He knows Vara is Krishna only.
हाँ जी.
Then why the pastime of Ramayana is in Bhagavatam?
हाँ जी.
And why creation is there in Bhagavatam? Tell me why cosmology is there in Bhagavatam?
बस.
Why 16 to so many chapters on cosmology? Why Parikshit Maharaj and Sukhdev Goswami were mentally ill over to speak about cosmology directly? It's not like that. See, in that fifth canto, Parikshit Maharaj says, for us, those who are staying in the world, how they can see. So Sukhdev Goswami and the Prabhupada writes in the purport, the whole structure of universe is not different from the Lord because we are dealing with the creation within this, no. So we should know this. So these things becomes impetus for you to study 10th canto.
हाँ जी.
Like this. And cosmology, creation is there in the Bhagavatam. So therefore we go. And then you can see how Krishna is a greatness. Like people say now, means one my Guru Maharaj was saying that when I appreciate Krishna's greatness, one who would say appreciate Krishna's greatness, he will accept Krishna's sweetness very wonderfully from the heart.
हाँ जी.
Right? So these things are there. People say, but you have to have that much overall understanding. You should not, your faith should not be so weak, then like you say, you are refined chanting nursing mantra, no, Hare Krishna is okay, what are you doing this? Then Prabhupada gave no nursing arti. He would have not given no nursing arti.
Yes.
Right? And Narsimha deity has been installed in Gaudiya also, by Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Maharaj.
हाँ जी.
Then why they do this?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know why devotees, I don't know, but the point is, have faith, Radha Krishna is supreme. Which Krishna? Now that also some people say, oh, Kishore Krishna. but somebody likes Damodar Leela,
Hmm.
है ना?
हाँ जी.
It's not like that, bro. Krishna, you like area. So somebody likes Krishna lifting Govardhan. Somebody's like Krishna killing the demons. But at least some or other they're liking Krishna, no?
हाँ जी.
Everything is individual anyway. So that's the whole principal point is they appreciate Krishna. They are chanting Krishna's name.
Hare
Right?
Krishna.
Yes, ma'am.
Uh, Prabhuji, somewhere in Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada writes in purport that devotees of Krishna are not much concerned about all other. They only focus on the Supreme Lord Krishna, like that. And there is some concept that Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti means we are not. So that exactly what it is, Kevala Bhakti.
So show me that
Is there
reference. It would be
somewhere means one it is said that we have to means gradually even we are not concerned about that forms also Vishnu forms that
that's what
devotees
I'm saying. Show me the exact quote that Prabhupada said you are not concerned.
number I am not remembering,
I think it is
but it is there in somewhere.
Anyway, no problem. If you have the quote, because you're saying that the words that Prabhupada says we are not concerned. Okay. So it may be not written like this, it may be there in Gita.
No, I may be paraphrasing, but means he says that we are devotee may not be concerned means is not means he is after the form Supreme Lord of form Krishna's form.
So exactly.
Like
So we
that.
are after the form of Krishna, but just by chanting Narsingh Arti, we are not see, just by chanting Narsingh Arti, we are not after the form of Narsimha Dev, no. Right? Am I right? If I am chanting Narsingh
Yes.
Arti, so I am not behind the, because I know Narsimha Dev is Krishna. I'll take back to Krishna. I'll think Narsimha Dev is Krishna, no? Krishna has come to protect.
Just like, for example, that Sanatan Goswami is a Leela and he drank a charge from that leaves, different leaves, that and higher level platform that Katha comes. So he is very dissatisfied how you goes to that area and drink that nectar. Means there is a kind of focus on one. So that concept is there. I did not understand that exactly what it is.
I don't know
Yes.
the pastime of Sanatan
Maybe
Goswami.
this-
One thing I'll say, you focus on Krishna chanting Hare Krishna comes from Golo. Okay, you're chanting that mantra, fine. But if you sometimes people chant Narsimha Arti, but they don't chant at the cost of Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? After doing Hare Krishna, they chant no Narsimha Arti or Narsimha Mantra, right? It's not like they're chanting Narsimha Mantra and they're not chanting Hare Krishna. It's not like that, no.
Because one of the like
I can give the reference 18.65. Prabhupada tells this thing that one should fix his mind on this original form of Godhead Krishna. One should not even divert his attention to other forms of the Lord. The Lord
Right.
has multi-form. This is the statement I think Prabhupada is referring to. 18.65.
Right. So see that's the whole point. No. See, one should fix our form on Krishna, like Narsimha Dev will come. We can see as Krishna. No? So our form, mind is fixed on Krishna. Then we do our bhakti, like we are chanting Hare Krishna. But it's not like we are chanting only Narsimha mantra, only worshipping Narsimha Dev. It's not like that. No? And not chanting Hare Krishna, not worshipping Krishna. That is not there. No. Specifically, you are worshipping a specific form, then you go to that specific form because it's up to you. And see, Prabhupada has said we should not fix, but it's up to the individual. No, if some individual like Narsimha Dev and he wants to go to the abode of Narsimha Dev, so what will Krishna say? Okay, fine. But somebody likes Krishna, so it's all based on individual. Therefore, Rupa Goswami Laghu Bhagavatam goes up to certain extent that amongst Narsimha, Ram, and Krishna, how Krishna is the supreme. You heard this? He says Rama Narsimha does not liberate the demons. Krishna liberates the demons. Like Hiranyakashipu was killed by Narsimha Dev. He did not got liberation. Why? Because Hiranyakashipu did not thought that Narsimha Dev is a supreme lord. He thought some creature. So it is then Rupa Baldev Vidyabhushan in his commentary quote from Vedanta Sutra and Smriti Shastra that one who is killed by the Lord, if he thinks that he is not the Lord, he is some other person, then he'll take birth in a different, very rich family. So the Hiranyakashipu got killed. He came as Ravan, which has a golden palace. The Ravana killed by Ram, not Ram to be. I can give you whatever I speak, I'll give you. I'll just now open, I'll show you. Okay. Ravan was killed. Of course, there are 3 births are also there, but there are other things. The Ravan got killed by Ram. So Ravan thought he used to be an ordinary human being. So therefore, he again came as devil. But when Krishna is so special, Rupa Goswami write that even demon, because when their mind get absorbed in the form of Krishna, even if they don't know he's the Supreme Lord and they're killed by Krishna, they will attain Brahman or any liberation they'll go. That's it.
Like in
No means-
Mahabharat, Prabhuji, Mahabharat, when they were killed seeing Krishna, so it is said that they got liberated.
No. So that they got. But the point is, I'm saying that Prabhuji's, so you focus the mind on Krishna. No worries, whatever it is. Okay.
Okay. Okay, Prabhuji.
So if you feel your mind is deviating by chanting Narsim mantra, don't chant. Chant your Hare Krishna. Develop your faith more on Krishna, and that's not a problem. But
Prabhuji,
either
of
you
the
worship
lectures.
Vishnu, Hari, or Krishna is the same. Prabhupada says in one thing also, but some devotee, Prabhupada is telling higher thing also. Okay. Okay.
One of the lecture in Amarendra Prabhu's lecture, he was explaining Hare Krishna mantra, and that in Hare Krishna, he is explaining Na means Narsingadev. So we know not to need no need actually Maha mantra. It's everything is there. So Na he is referring some Acharya and he's saying Krishna Na means Narsingadev. That is also he is explaining. So such means there is a mood difference mood also there. Means that's why I am saying. Like that.
It's okay. It's up to you. And I don't know from where Amaranta Prabhu got. I'm first time hearing that Krishna Na means Narsimhadev. I till now whatever Acharya commentary I read, I never got this word Narsimha. Krishna means what do you say? Na means liberation from birth and death. Krishna means beautiful, all attractive. So these things I got to know. But I'll find out where I'll check whether from where he got this. Because sometimes Amaranta Prabhu says in the peacock, there is Radha's name is there. Like this.
Acha.
I don't know. From
Okay, Guruji. I don't also have a reference, so I cannot talk
so
much about it.
I'm not commenting on him. I'm just saying whatever you want to follow, you follow, यार. Again, तू ज्यादा
Okay.
इतना कृष्ण को करूँ क्या नरसिंह नहीं करने का मत करो या नरसिंह टेंशन मत लो ज्यादा.
No.
Okay. Bas purpose I told you na Rupa Goswami. Focus your mind on Krishna. If your mind is so weak by chanting Narasimha you are disturbed, or by chanting Ram's pastime.
No, Guruji. I just want to understand the philosophical concept. No, I'm not disturbed.
No. So then is it so simple, no, bro? See, it's so simple. Prabhupada says one thing. So focus on mind on Krishna. Then you have to think and connect the points why Prabhupada gave Narsimha. You sing, no, Narsimha, right? And there is in Narsimha, there is in Golok also, in Vaikuntha also, in Golok also. Golok there is Narsimha.
Okay.
So it's true. The one should understanding means it's very clear. Prabhupada has given the purports. Prabhupada sometimes writes Vishnu or Krishna is the same, right? He said either. So Prabhupada, so there is one philosophy. Main philosophy is what we worship Krishna. So our acharyas Goswami has given process chanting Hare Krishna, Shravanam, Kirtanam. So you hear about Krishna, right? So when you hear about Bhagavatam, is hearing about Krishna, no? But in Bhagavatam, Ram's pastime also come, no? 9th canto.
Yes.
And Narasimha pastime also come, no? 7th canto.
Yes, Guruji.
So, so that is also given by Sukdev Goswami, no? Then, right? Yeah, it's there.
Yes.
So, we should not be so much weak. We should hear Narasimha pastime. We celebrate Narasimha Chaturdashi also, right? We celebrate Ram Navami also. So her principle, remember, Krishna's devotee can appreciate all others Krishna's pastimes because means all other forms of pastimes, but his mind will be focused on Krishna. And he'll see all other forms as because Krishna is the source for them. He has that knowledge. He has that knowledge. And then he'll focus his mind on Krishna. Though he's hearing, if he's hearing about Narasimhadev, in his back of his mind, he knows that he's Krishna only. But one who does not know Krishna and thus he's hearing about Narasimhadev, that's a different case.
Okay, bro. Thank you, bro.
Yes, anyway. So you go. Tataste bhartara ime prajanam patayo nava ayajan vyaktam avyaktam purusham susumahita. Read.
My dear son, thereafter your 9 brothers, who are the masters of living creatures, performed the sacrifice with proper rituals to satisfy both the manifested and non-manifested personalities.
Yeah. So your manifested means manifest, non-manifested means Lord, and manifested means the demigods, like Indra and all. So see here, Prabhupada writes. So after Brahmaji did so when this is continuing in the parampara, many other people did the sacrifice. Read this line.
The manifested personalities are the demigods, like the ruler of the heavenly kingdom, Indra, and his associates, and the non-manifested personality is the Lord himself. The manifested personalities are mundane controllers of the material affairs, whereas the non-manifested personality of Godhead is transcendental, beyond the range of the material atmosphere.
Right. So Brahmaji first he was doing invoking the Prakrita demigods, but after the creation starts, then it was mundane controllers of material affairs, right? Okay. So these are the things. So Prabhupada writes in this age of Kali, the demigods are also not seen. For the space travel is completely stopped because we are not qualified to see them. Okay. Even if you do anything, we are not so much qualified to see them. Okay. So these are the things. So one should see from the see here. They should see through the pages of authentic scriptures and not should simply believe in the unqualified eyes. Because they say things I want to see and we believe. So it's not like that. We have to believe in the eyes of the scriptures.
Family, who are the 9 brothers here?
Hmm?
Who are the 9 brothers here?
This Prajapatis, 9 brothers are the Prajapatis. It's mentioned name. All those Prajapatis and 9 Prajapatis.
Naradji.
They are the brothers of Narad Muni. 9 Prajapatis. They are rishis.
Okay, okay, okay.
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 9 Prajapatis. Brother of Narad Muni. Okay, text 30. ततश्च मनवा काले इजरे ऋषियो परे पितरो विबुधा दैत्या मानुष्यः कृतभिर्विभो. Read.
Thereafter, the Manus, the fathers of mankind, the great sages, the forefathers, the learned scholars, the Daityas, and mankind performed sacrifices meant to please the Supreme Lord.
Yes. So Manu and the fathers of mankind, Manu, the great sages, forefathers, okay, all this. So they all did this. Read the purport.
The Daityas are devotees of the demigods because they want to derive the greatest possible material facilities from them. The devotees of the Lord are ekanishtha, or absolutely attached to the devotional service of the Lord. Therefore, they have practically no time to seek the benefits of material facilities. Because of the realization of their spiritual identity, they are more concerned with spiritual emancipation than with material comforts.
So Prabhupada writes the demigods generally they do say they are worshipper of demigods. So who are the the Daityas are the devotees of demigods. Who are the Daityas? Remember Ravan is a worshipper of Shiva. Hiranyakashipu tried to please Brahmaji. So these are all Daityas, worshipper of demigods. Okay. Now text 31. Okay. So this verse will summarize the answer given in question. Given in chapter 5, verse 2. Yad Adhishtanam. What is the shelter of this universe? Okay. Narayana Bhagavati Tadidam Vishram Ahitam Girhito Mayuru Gunaha Sargadav Aguna Swataha. Read.
All the material manifestations of the universes are therefore situated in his powerful material energies, which he accepts self-sufficiently, although he is eternally without affinity for the material modes.
Right. So this says what is Adhishtan? Everything is situated in Lord's energies. So Lord is a basis for everything. Okay, and these energies, he is powerful material energies which he accepts self-sufficiently, although he is eternally without affinity for the modes. Although what are the means he's governed, he takes self-sufficiently how? By Brahma, Vishnu, and Mahesh. Okay, here Prabhupada writes. Okay. Yeah, Prabhupada writes. Can read from here, the qualities from here to here.
The material energy is a potency of the Lord, which is displayed in time, accepting the three qualities of goodness, passion, and ignorance in the forms of Vishnu, Brahma, and Shiva. The material energy thus works under the supreme spell of his lordship, although he is always transcendental to all such material activities.
Read further. He has 6 opulences.
A rich man constructs a big house by spending his energy in the shape of resources, and similarly, he destroys a big house by his resources. But the maintenance is always under his personal care. The Lord is the richest of the rich because he is always fully complete in 6 opulences. Therefore, he is not required to do anything personally, but everything in the material world is carried out by his wishes and direction. Therefore, the entire material manifestation is situated in Narayana, the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Okay, got this. Now this Narayan. So Prabhupada, now just now that Prabhuji read, Sauri Chaitanya Prabhu, that 1865. There he said no, that one should worship Krishna, the original personality of God, right?
Yes.
So that means by this statement there is other personality of Godhead is also there, right? So sometimes Prabhupada use na Supreme Personality of Godhead, personality of Godhead. How many of you heard this? Right? So why Prabhupada use, see, if you will show you the Golok chart, if you see from Ayodhya and down, so Ram will be the original personality of Godhead and Mahanarayan will be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But within the original, Krishna will be, in relation to Ram, original absolute personality of God. Understood now? So Prabhupada used this first reason to show there is variety in transcendence. Okay, and there are the forms of the Lord. Krishna is among the original absolute personality of God. So Prabhupada, sometimes Prabhupada used to Narayan, to Mahavishnu, personality of Godhead, right? Because sometimes why? Because creation, some people have ideas that creation came from material nature, creation came from atom, but creation came from this, like 6 systems of Vedic philosophy, Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Samkhya, all these people says, there some people say there is universal consciousness, Patanjali, but Prabhupada says no, there is a personality. What is that? Personality of God in relation to that. Okay? So there is, I'll show you, there are different definitions. The definition of God, this idea I got it from Bhagavad Sandal. Definition of Bhagavan in relation to creation. What is that? Yatoma imani bhutani jayante. That everything is come from the Lord, maintained by the Lord, and everything wind up in the Lord. So that is who? Mahavishnu. Sometimes it is referred. This come from the Lord, maintained. Now sometimes definition of Bhagavan in relation to his qualities. Aishwarasya samagrasya viryasya yashashya. Got this? Okay. And then this is also definition of Bhagavan, no? Or absolute, right? Because proper that absolute truth means everything comes from him, maintained by him, and everything winds up in him. Yatoma imani bhutani jayante. Then absolute truth has 6 opulences. Aishwarasya samagrasya, right? Okay. But there is a complete definition of absolute truth also, which is given by Jiva Goswami in Bhagavad Sandarbha, which includes Lord's abode, Lord's pastimes, Lord's abodes, Lord's internal energy, external energy, marginal energy, liberated soul, conditioned soul as a complete, and Brahman, Paramatma Bhagavan. So Jiva Goswami gives this complete definition. Plus there is etymological meaning also of Bhagavan. Prabhupada Jiva Goswami gives, and Prabhupada gives in CC. You put in CC Bhagavan, it will come. Bharta, Sambharta, Nourisher, So my point is that this is the way, these are the angles which you can see the Prabhupada books very nicely. Okay, is it clear? So this is the way to, you can get an easy idea to study Prabhupada books. Okay, clear? If you want, I'll show you the definition, but I think it takes me time to do this. Okay, and what is the definition of Supreme Personality of Godhead? Oh, in theology, theology, what is theology? Theology, how many of you know what is theology? Theology means, theos means God, logy means subject about God. So in theology, in the Western academics, so supreme, really, the greatness, the Lord's greatness is communicated by the word supreme. The Lord's intimacy with us, intimacy of the Lord or intimacy with the divine is communicated by the word personality. Personality means he has traits. Okay. And ultimate divine nature or essence of divinity or the supreme greatest of all great is communicated by the word Godhead. Understood now? So supreme personality of Godhead. Okay. So these are the definitions. So we go further. Anybody has any question?
Prabhuji,
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Like you were discussing about the Golaka chart, and you were saying that in the Ayodhya, Mahavishnu or Mahanarayan is the supreme personality of Godhead.
In Ayodhya, I said, Arey, you don't hear. I said from the Ayodhya and Mahanarayan. Sorry, Mahanarayan and Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha is below Ayodhya, right?
Yes.
So in relation to that, in relation to Mahanarayan, Ram is the original personality because
And
Mahanarayan comes from Ram, right?
my question is different. My question is different. So, like, there are 4 sampradayas right now. We have 4 sampradayas, and like we consider ourselves the best. We have all the 4 rasas, and we have Krishna, supreme personality of Godhead, and we have Madhurya ras, etc., etc. So they must also be convinced that what they are worshipping, like Vishnu, if they're worshipping Vishnu, so he is the topmost, and the rasa with that is the topmost. They should be convinced, na? That's why they will do continuing that practice, na? Because
once Gopi Prandan, so let them continue. What is the problem? I'm talking about Prabhupada has written for us. I'm not
and
talking
just
about them.
philosophical way. So just they must be convinced, na, they what they are doing is the best, is the perfect.
Yeah, but there we have to tell them na properly because what is that? Jiva Goswami write in Tattva Sandarbha when who's that Ramanujacharya, he always speaks from Vaikuntha perspective, from Vaikuntha end. So once Gopi Prandan gave a lecture, in that lecture I heard he was saying that Golok is reflected in Vaikuntha, Mahavaikuntha. So in Mahavaikuntha also there is Krishna, Aishwarya Krishna. I can show you the chart. But that Krishna, they think, the Sri Sampradaya think that our Vishnu has become this Krishna for the past time. Okay, in a Goloka chart, in Mahavaikuntha, in Avarnas, there are 7 Avarna. In Avarna, there is one Krishna only.
Okay.
But this is Aishwarya Krishna. The Gopi Prandanpu's lecture is there. I still remember. He says Golok have a reflection in Vaikuntha. So then he said that, so therefore these people, they think that Vishnu is playing as Krishna. So that Krishna is the Aishwarya Krishna, not that Golok Krishna.
Hanji.
Okay. I searched, I didn't find any reference, but he spoke. Now Gopi Prandan, we cannot deny, but still I didn't find in anywhere. If somebody might have, I don't know from, because he knows Sanskrit, so he didn't quote anything, but he said, this is reflected. He was giving his class on Shvetashvatara Upanishad. You can check in one of the class of Bhagavatam. So it was there. So in that way. So there for them, but during Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, there is this one book, Bhakti Siddhanta Vaibhav or something. I don't know, in that or in his life, he when Sri Sampradaya and Madhva Sampradaya devotee came and he made, after hearing them from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, after they heard from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, they became Hare Krishna devotee.
Okay.
Sorry, means they became follower of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. That's what the point. So in Baldev Vidyabhushan also, he was a Madhvite. So when he came and met Shri Vishwanath Thakur, when he came to know this is very highest. So he accepted. So see, it is way, because we don't know our Gaudiyas so much. What will tell them? And there is no, Prabhupada says no need to tell them. Already there are also Vaishnavas, they have their likings to Vishnu. Why we should say? They no problem, that's not a big deal. They respect us, we respect them. There are 4 Vaishnava Sampradayas, so we respect them. We are not here to convert them. They are already following that thing. We are just giving, if somebody wants to accept, it's up to them. Somebody don't want to accept, that's that thing. They have their own liking, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastime. Murari Gupta was a Hanuman, no? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was telling him to chant, but he was chanting Ram's name, right? Some pastime is there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also did not change them. So why to change others? They are already following Vaishnava culture. No need. If they come and study, they want to know this is how they by themselves want to accept. So fine, no
So
harm.
my point was this, like we are saying that we know Krishna is the highest, so they might feel for ourselves, for us, that they don't know Narayan is the highest, and what happiness you will get in Vaikuntha. They might think like that also, because whatever the person is worshipping, they consider that is the highest.
Oh, whatever, I never came. I never
So
came.
might be thinking, it's the philosophical.
Might,
I'm saying
they may be never they may be, that's fine. I never, because once I went to South India just now before going to Vrindavan. So I was at the Sri Vaishnava's house. Sri Vaishnava, I and my devotee was there. So at Sri Vaishnava devotee, he was a pujari of a Vishnu. He gave us so much Mahaprasad. So I asked him about Ramanujacharya. He said, we don't study so much. I don't know. He said, I know he speaks about Vishishtadvait, but we never read. Like this he told. And he's serving the deities since many years.
हाँ जी,
So not necessarily they themselves know about themselves. They are happy serving them.
yeah,
So I don't know. So I never came across like some people, what is their mentality? We keep Radharani at the left side, right?
हाँ जी,
I saw in his house Radha Krishna deity. Can you tell me? He is a Sri Sampradaya having Radha Krishna in his altar. And then he's keeping Radharani on the right side. I said, Arey, this is wrong. I told him, you are keeping Radharani on the right side. He said, no, we accept because they are from Shri. So they give prominence to Lakshmi or Radha more, Shakti more. They say, no, we approach Narayan through Shakti. So their prominence is Shakti. So they keep Radharani on the right side.
हाँ,
So I cannot change. No, this I cannot say wrong. That is their concept. In their temples, it is like this only.
yes,
So Shri means Lakshmi or Shakti is very much prominence.
हाँ जी,
So Radharani is prominence there. So they gave first Radharani. We gave first Krishna and then Radharani. They gave first Radha.
हाँ
I
जी,
saw Radha Krishna today, but he was just keeping the deity he showed us.
हाँ जी,
And he was having Bal Gopal Krishna. But there is no Vishnu. But he was serving Vishnu in the temple.
हाँ जी,
Vishnu deity. So they also themselves don't study so much about themselves.
हाँ जी,
There may be some scholars of Sri Sampradaya. Then I
yeah,
never spoke with them. So I have no idea about their mentality, but I spoke with some pujaris of the Sri temple. There is 108 Divya Desh. One of the first Divya Desham, what is it? Ramanujacharya, he made this 108 Divya Desham. So first Divya Desham, out of that first one, which Ramanujacharya uh, made it. So that pujari we spoke. So he said, we don't study so much. We don't have time. The whole day we serve the Lord.
हाँ जी,
So then what will you tell them? We cannot, it's not good now. We'll tell them. They are pure Brahman. We cannot tell them, see, we should not worship Vishnu. You should take to Krishna. Why necessary? All they are chanting one mantra. No, he is chanting Vishnu mantra, Namo Narayan.
हाँ जी,
Why we to unnecessary have good relationship? Fine. And if he asks, then tell them. If it does not ask, they might thinking I never thought of like because I saw Radha Krishna, so his mentality, they never think. Some people may think, some few, but we cannot say everyone think like that because this is all probability. You are saying they might, maybe, but we have never spoke with them, no, like this. They appreciate Hare Krishna, they like it.
हाँ
They are
जी,
so happy. They were serving prasadam of Vishnu, and they are more austere than us. So they don't, eat many things. But of course, one thing they do is they drink tea. That's
हाँ,
outside, not the pujaris, huh?
हाँ
But
जी,
outside, the whole Shri community is there. Some, not pujaris, not serving the deities, but other people they drink.
हाँ जी,
But we were with those pujaris, they gave us so much Mahaprasad that temple, I'll tell you, it's in Nanguneri. That temple was self-manifested, somewhere around 5-6 feet tall, and it was sitting Vishnu, like this sitting.
हाँ जी,
The temple was when it was came from the ground, it was some brahmanas got that because they were digging it, so the deity got hurt and the blood was coming.
yeah,
Then they removed the deity, blood was coming. So then what to do? They tried to stop, the blood was not stopping. So then deity came in one of the pujari's dream. He said, you put the oil, put these ingredients. So Agastya Muni was there. I don't know. He created that oil. So that from that day, the oil Abhishek till now it is going on. Whole
yeah,
day Abhishek. And there is a big well of oil. And it is kept. And all the oil, it is kept and they sell it. And that Pujari was saying that he gave that oil. He said, if somebody takes this oil, just one drop, like this, very one drop, every morning, one drop, if they take, within 21 days, whatever the body is paining, wherever the skin disease, whatever, if you apply, it will go away.
हाँ जी
So we don't argue with them in such way. So I just told you the story of the deity. He was a personal puja. He took us right inside, not inside the altar, but some close, very straight. So they respect us, we respect them. Okay, they might have, we don't care. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur predicted that all the some Vaishnav Sampradaya will come under one banner. So he predicted it will happen. Right?
Okay. Okay, bro.
If they ask you, if they discuss with you, then you tell. If they don't tell you, why are you, telling them, and they will feel bad. No, they're saying, oh, Vishnu is supreme, and why are you saying like this?
Hmm.
No need. Give them prasad, have good relation.
हाँ जी
Okay.
Yeah.
So no worries. So I never came across, so that's why I don't know to tell. I came there first, only asked them because I wanted to discuss. So I asked them, Are, do you know about Ramanujacharya? Something you tell me Vishishta. I was telling them when Yamunacharya, when Ramanuja came, so Ramanuja said, I'll fulfill the vow. Yamunacharya's 3 fingers were closed. You heard this story, no?
Yes.
So I told this. He said, we don't know. Can you imagine?
Yeah.
I said, we know Yamuna, we know Ramanuja, we don't know this story. Can you imagine? They don't study only.
हाँ जी
If I meet somebody who is studying, then I'll see what his mentality is.
हाँ
But no one has a time to. Everyone is engaged in Lord service.
हाँ
Right. There are some Lakshmi Tatacharya. He's a scholar. He's in. So I never met him. If I met him, I'll start discussing with him. No problem.
हाँ जी
Then we'll check his mentality and I'll let you know. Or if you meet somebody, ask him. I don't speculate like this. Might be, maybe. I never met. We cannot judge by sitting here.
Yeah.
Right? That's the anyway. Shrijamitam na yuktoham haro harati tadvashaha vishwam purusha rupena paripati tri shakti drik. Read the translation.
By his will I create, Lord Shiva destroys, and he himself, in his eternal form as the personality of Godhead, maintains everything. He is the powerful controller of these energies.
So the Lord creates, destroys by Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh. So because the conception of one without a second is confirmed here. The one is Lord Vasudeva, and only by his different energies and expansion are different manifestations, both in the material and spiritual worlds maintained. So by the Lord's expansion, everything is maintained. Like spiritual world is maintained by Vasudeva, Shankarshana, Padmana, Aniruddha, Golo. There is another. So all other expansions of the Lord, they maintain in certain ways. Okay. So then this Prabhupada talks about this Sandhini Samvit Alladini. See, similarly, like, can you read this from here to here? Read this.
The Lord is described here as omnipotent by 3 energies, 3 Shakti Drik. So primarily, his 3 energies are internal, marginal, and external. This external energy is also displayed in the 3 modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance. Similarly, the internal potency is also displayed in 3 spiritual modes, Samvit, Sandhini, and Alladini.
You got this? My point is to show there is a reference. So goodness, passion, ignorance, like material world has 3 gunas. Internal potency also has this 3 gunas. Samvit, Samvidin, Sandhini, and Alladini. Spiritual modes. Okay? Clear now? So Supreme Lord Vishnu, Shiradaksha Vishnu is greater than Brahma and Shiva. So Laghu Bhagavatam Rupa Goswami says when there is no Brahma, Lord Vishnu personally becomes Brahma. Or when there is no Shiva hardly, so very, very, very rare special Jiva, he becomes Shiva. If there is no Shiva. This is very rare case, Rupa Goswami writes. Okay? Text 33. Idite bihitam tatat yathedam anuprachasi nanyat bhagavata kinchit bhavyam sat asad atmakam. Read this.
My dear son, whatever you inquired from me, I have thus explained unto you, and you must know for certain that whatever there is, either as cause or as an effect, both in the material and spiritual worlds, is dependent on the Supreme Personality of Godhead.
Yeah, so all these things are, so he's summarizing this section right from the creation up to the universal form and everything, means right from the first verse of this chapter to here. So Vishwanath Rai Thakur says it is summarization that everything is composed of effect and cause. Okay, and also the spiritual and the material world. Okay, so we will read the purport now. 1 minute. Read the purport. Here, from here to from here till Bhagavad Gita. Read this.
The complete cosmic situation, both in the material and in the spiritual manifestations of the energies of the Lord, is working and moving first as the cause and then as the effect. But the original cause is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Effects of the original cause become the causes of other effects, and thus everything, either permanent or temporary, is working as cause and effect.
Like Mahavishnu is the cause, there are four causes. Mahavishnu is the ultimate cause, Lakshmi is a formal cause, Shivji is the ingredient cause, and Durga is the operational cause, operational efficient cause. So these are the cause, from Mahavishnu, Rama, for Rama, Durga, cause effect. Then again, first sound is the cause for the ether is the effect. Then again, there is Lord's glance, Lord is the cause. So everything comes under cause and effect. Got this? So therefore, causes of all causes. Okay, text 34. Now from text 34, another section. 34 to 38, Brahma glorifies devotional service. Okay. So we'll do this. We'll take a break after this one. So we'll take a break now. So we'll do this next section. Okay. So we have how many verses to finish? From 34 to 46. So how many verses?
11.
11 verses. So we'll take a break now. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Take a break. Come after.
12:45 meet. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. एक Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, we can begin. Dear Prashant Prabhu.
तो कर सकते हाँ मेल पे होगा विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामी इति नामिने नमः
भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत
Yes, Hare
स्वामी
Krishna. You are not reciting verses. Hare Bol.
can start Puji.
Hare Bol.
Yes Puji, you can start Puji.
No, you are not reciting verses.
No Puji.
Okay. Okay, we start. Just give me 2 seconds. 2 seconds. Okay, we start. ना भराति मे अंगान् मृषोपलक्ष्यते न वै क्वचिन् मे मनसो विषावति न मे ऋषिकानि पतन्ति असत्पते जन्मे हृदौ कण्ठयावता धृतो हरि. Read the translation.
Oh, because I have cut hold of the lotus feet of Supreme Personality Godhead Hari with a great zeal, whatever I say has never proved been false, nor is the progress of my mind ever deteriorated, nor my nor are my senses ever degraded by temporary attachment to matter.
Yeah. So Narada, because I've caught hold of lotus feet, so whatever Brahmaji is speaking, because my words are not false. Why it is not false? My working of mind is also not false. Because why? Because all my mind and senses are at the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So whatever I've said is not false. Okay. So he's saying that it is all true. Because whatever I spoke about the spiritual world, Amritam, Shemam, Abhayam, okay, Trimurdhana, and what about of the Lord is the cause of everything. So whatever I've spoken till now, it is not false. Then Prabhupada writes, because Brahmaji is the first authority, original speaker. Read this purport. Very interesting.
Lord Brahma is the original speaker of Vedic wisdom to Narad. And Narad is the distributor of transcendental knowledge all over the world through his various disciples like Vasudev and others. The followers of Vedic wisdom accept the statement of Brahmaji as gospel truth and transcendental knowledge is thus being distributed all over the world by the process of disciplic succession, time immemorial, since the beginning of the creation. Lord Brahma is the perfect liberated living beings within this material world, and any sincere student of transcendental knowledge must accept the words and statement of Brahmaji as infallible.
Yes. So Brahmaji is the first authority. Jiva Goswami also quote Brahmaji as authority in his Bhagavad Sandarbha when Brahmaji saw Vaikuntha. So Jiva Goswami says if Brahmaji is he given the authority, the first living being in the creation, who is confirming this, that Lord is the supreme and he is the cause of everything. Okay?
Yes.
And Narad Muni having a doubt, we discussed that it was just for the people to educate. He was knowing who is he, who is the Lord Brahma, who is the Supreme Lord is. Okay? If we go further, X35. सोहम समन्यमायस्तपोमयः प्रजापतीनाम् अभिवन्दितापतिः अस्थाय योगं निपुणं समाहितस् तं नाभिगच्छं यत आत्मसंभवः. Read.
Although I am known as the great Brahma, perfect in the disciplic succession of Vedic wisdom, and although I have undergone all austerity and I am an expert in mystic powers and self-realization, and although I am recognized as such by the great forefather of living entity who offer me respectable obeisances, still I cannot understand him, the Lord, the very source of my birth.
Yeah. So, Brahmaji is saying that even I myself was coming in perfect line in discipline Vedic wisdom. I may not understand Lord fully. He may understand according to his own capacity. Okay. Still, I know the Vedas, all the Vedas come from my mouth, but I'm the first to perform austerity to know. But still, very difficult to understand the Supreme Personality of God. Still, I cannot understand him, the very source of my birth. As though he is the source, Brahmaji cannot understand the Lord fully. Okay, so Prabhupada writes in the purport, very nice point. Read. Brahma, the greatest all living creatures.
The greatest of all living creatures within the universe is admitting his failure to Supreme Lord. Despite his vast learning in the Vedic wisdom, despite his austerity, finance, mystic powers, and self-realization, and despite being worshipped by the great Prajapatis, the forefather of the living entity.
Yeah, so despite all, so Prabhupada says, so these qualifications are not, can you imagine Brahma is such qualifications here? But these qualifications are not sufficient to know the Supreme Lord. Brahma could understand the Lord to a little extent only when he was trying to serve him by eagerness of his heart. Hridau Kantayavata, which is a devotional service mode. That only that much, whatever Brahma is serving in devotional mode, that much he was. Therefore, the Lord cannot be known only by since. Sorry, therefore the Lord can be known only by sincere mood of eagerness for service, not by amount of material qualification, a scientist, a philosopher, or by any mystic powers. These now see, it's not like just by through studying knowledge we can understand the Lord. Now, and a Lord will be understood how much you serve him, then he'll reveal to you from his side. Because when Lord reveals to you, then whatever your capacity to grasp his revelation, that much you will understand. Otherwise, not possible. Okay.
Yes.
Other things. So that doesn't mean that you don't do austerity. That doesn't mean you don't do knowledge, don't study. So these becomes the tools for you to engage more in the service rather than they should be the goal. Okay, through that or that they should, but rather they should become a tool for you to engage in devotional service. The service and mood should increase more favorable and with good attitude towards the Lord by studying these things or doing austerity. But doing austerity, if your service is not there for the Lord, then what is the use of your austerity? Right? Okay. But failing in devotional service, one remains still imperfect because even in that position of self-realization, one cannot factually know the Supreme Lord. By self-realization, one is qualified to become a devotee, and the devotee by service mode only can gradually know the Supreme Lord. Okay, so this is the point. Only by mode of service proper is right. You have a good attitude towards the service. Even service, within service also, mood is saying attitude. If our attitude itself is very bad, then what is the use of your service? Okay, when you teach, when you do it for pleasing the Lord. Don't worry about the result. Okay. Okay, we go. So Brahma being the first, he got the knowledge of the Vedanta. Prabhupada talks about Vedanta. So even by studying Vedanta, it's very difficult to understand the Lord. It's adurlabham. Vede shuddurlabham adurlabham. Then Bhagavatam, Prabhupada writes in the end, Bhagavatam, absolute medium by which to understand the absolute truth. Because Bhagavatam is none different from the Lord himself. So when you study Bhagavatam in the mood of service, why not? You'll understand everything. Text 36. Natosmi aham taccharanam samiyusham bhavacchitam swasti ayanam sumangalam yo he atmamaya vibhavam smaparyagad yatha nabhasvantam atha pare kutaha. Read the translation.
Therefore, it is best for me to surrender unto his feet, which alone can deliver one from the miseries of repeated birth and death. Such surrender is all auspicious and allows one to pursue all happiness. Even the sky cannot estimate the limits of its own expansion. So, what can others do when Lord Himself is unable to estimate His own limits?
Yes. So by surrender to the Lord, we can understand everything. Okay. The Prabhupada writes in the purport, some people accept other thing as the Lord. Okay. Big purport. See here, read this. If somebody does not surrender, okay, read this line.
Anyone denying this surrendering process, as recommended both in the Bhagavad Gita and in the Srimad Bhagavatam, and for that matter, in all authorized scriptures, will be forced to surrender unto the laws of material nature.
So then either surrender willfully to the Lord or get kicked by the material nature and then surrender to the Lord. Okay. So, material nature trouble, and then you immediately take shelter of the Lord. Okay. What happened by surrendering to the Lord? Read.
By surrendering unto the Lord, one is happy and liberated. But by surrendering unto material nature, the living entity suffers. So the end of all suffering means surrendering unto the Lord. Because the surrendering process itself is bhavachiddam, liberation from all material miseries. Swasti ayanam, perception of all happiness. And sumangalam, the sources of everything auspicious.
Right. You got this? So surrender means there is no anukulya sankalpa, pratikulya varjanam. You know, all this. There are 6 steps of surrender. To surrender to the Lord. So there are all happiness and everything. Okay, so we go further. Text 37. Naham nuyuyam yadritam gatim vidhur navam deva kimuta paresuraha tanmayaya mohita buddhayastva idam vindidmitam chatma samam vichakshamahe. This is the translation.
Since neither Lord Shiva nor you nor I could ascertain the limits of spiritual happiness, how can other demigods know it? And because all of us are bewildered by the illusory external energy of the Supreme Lord, we can see only His manifested cosmos according to our individual ability.
So he is saying since neither Lord Shiva nor you, means Narada, nor I, means Brahma is saying about himself, can ascertain the limits of spiritual happiness. They cannot understand. But though we are already bewildered by material energy. So Brahma wanted to say, Vishwanath Thakur is saying that though we are staying in this 1/4 portion of this Maya, we are not able to understand this complete Maya in one portion. What to speak of the spiritual happiness? Okay, it's very difficult. So Prabhupada writes in the purport. First one, read.
We have many times mentioned the names of 12 selected authorities, Dvadas Mahajan, of which Brahma, Narada, and Lord Shiva had the list as the first, second, and third in order of merit of those who know something of the Supreme Lord. Other demigods, semi-demigods, Gandharvas, Charanas, Vidyadharas, human beings, or Asuras cannot possibly know fully about the potencies of the Absolute Lord, Sri Krishna. The demigods, semi-gods, Gandharvas, etc. are highly intelligent persons in the upper planets. The human beings are inhabitants of the intermediate planets, and the Asuras are inhabitants of the lower planets.
Yes, so and everyone, Haribol. So all of them have their respective conception and estimation of the absolute truth, as does scientists and the empiric philosopher in human society. So all these people have their own respective conceptions and estimation about the absolute truth from their own standpoint. Okay, they have their own ideas, own conceptions of the absolute truth. Okay, so they cannot understand. So Prabhupada talks even Brahma himself was once bewildered, thinking himself only Brahma. But later on, by the grace of the Lord, he came to know there are innumerable powerful Brahmas as well, far bigger. See, we know, but even Brahma doesn't know during that time. So we got these stories, okay, about many Brahmas in many universes. Okay. So beyond, so this is the point. Even Brahma cannot know, okay, the universe beyond this bigger universe, beyond the universe, and all of these universes combined together from Ekpat Vibhuti. So 1/4 of the manifestation of Lord's creative energy. So they cannot even know the 1/4 of myths. See, the other 3/4 are very difficult. So what will happen? Scientists will come to know about these things. Okay. So let's do text 38. यस्यावतार कर्माणि गायन्ति ये अस्मत् आदयः नायं विदन्ति तत्त्वेन तस्मै भगवते नमः. Read the translation.
Let us offer our respective obeisances into the Supreme Personality of Godhead, whose incarnations and activity are chanted by us for glorification. But he can hardly be fully known as he is.
So he is offering pranam to the personality of Godhead. Gayanti, chanting in glorification. What is that? Is Vishwanath Thakur says, okay, even if you don't be able to know about the Lord so much, but at least we can practice bhakti process like chanting. Okay, we speak about his avatar, whatever, but we may not know him fully, but at least we can offer him pranam and hear about the Lord's Leela, pastimes, and everything. Okay, so Prabhupada writes that in his purport. See this. Read this.
It is said that the transcendental name, form, quality, pastimes, paraphernalia, personality, etc., cannot possible by perceived by the gross materialistic senses, but when the senses are purified by the process of hearing, chanting, remembering, and worshipping the lotus feet of holy deity, etc., the Lord reveals himself proportionately to the advancement of quality of devotional service.
Yeah.
Prapadante tam tathaiva bhajami.
Very interesting. The Lord reveals himself proportionality to the advancement of quality of devotion service. What? Attitude and mood, which we discuss. So you should have that quality. Everyone is chanting, everyone is hearing, but what quality? Quality means, what is quality here? Means what mood? Main is what you're doing as a service, that is the quality. Okay. Got this? Okay, that is a quality. You're doing as a service to the Lord, to the pleasing the Lord, that is pure devotion service. Got this? So, and how to practice devotion service? See, Prabhupada writes, we must be ready to undergo the prescribed devotional duties following the path shown by predecessors in the distinct succession from Brahma, means Narada and similar authorities like our acharyas. Okay.
Yes.
So if you don't study naturally from Prabhupada, our guru, present guru, other acharyas, okay, so one should study. But for what happened? As further, read from here.
As the senses are progressively purified by the bona fide devotional service, the Lord reveals his identity according to the spiritual advancement of the devotee. But one who is not in the line of devotional service can hardly perceive his simply by calculations and philosophical speculation. Such a hard worker can present a jugglery of words before an audience, but can never know the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his personal features.
Yes, as the senses are progressively purified by devotion, Lord reveals his identity according to the, but one who is not in the line of devotion can hardly perceive it, very hardly. Even if they speak Sanskrit, like many other followers like Shankara, they speak Sanskrit and all, but they are not in devotion service, so they hardly understand the Lord. Okay, so how to understand? By Shravanam Kirtanam process. See, Lord Brahma therefore offers his respect to bona fide, advises us to follow the process of Shravanam Kirtanam. Simply by this process, about activities of the Lord, one can certainly see himself. Okay, certainly see within himself the identity of the Lord. Okay, who is he? The Lord is the supreme. So Bhakti. Okay. Now from text 39 to 46, Brahma describes Mahavishnu. Okay. 39 to 46. 39, 41. स एष अद्य पुरुषः कल्पे कल्पे सृजते अजः आत्मान्यत्मान्य आत्मा आत्मानत्मानं स सम्यच्छिति पति च. Read.
That supreme original personality of Godhead, Lord Sri Krishna, expanding his plenary person as Mahavishnu, the first incarnation, creates this manifested cosmos, but he is unborn. The creation, however, takes place in him, and the material substance and manifestation are all himself. He maintains them for some time and absorbs them into himself again.
So now after this statement, you understand no creation, how Mahavishnu does. Okay. Okay, so creation is not different from the Lord because of his being energy, and still he's not the creation. Okay, this. Okay, so his personal form is different from the creation itself. So this is simultaneously one and different. Creation is the energy of the Lord. So Lord and this creation is simultaneously one and different. Okay, so the Prabhupada writes here, the original Godhead Adya Govinda expand himself as Mahavishnu and rest in the causal ocean. So Krishna expands as Mahavishnu and stays in the causal ocean. Okay. So Prabhupada talks about creation. Can somebody read this? Very nice.
So, this Mahavishnu is the first incarnation in the creation, and from him, all the universes are generated and all material manifestations are produced one after another. The causal ocean is created by the Lord as the Mahat Tattva, as a cloud in the spiritual sky, and is only a part of his different manifestations. The spiritual sky is an expansion of his personal rays, and he is the Mahat Tattva cloud also. He lies down and generates the universes by his breathing, and again by entering into each universe as Garbhodakshay Vishnu. He creates Brahma, Shiva, many other demigods for maintenance of the universe, and again absorbs them, the whole thing, into his person, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita. Sarva Bhutani Kauntaya.
Bas. Okay. This. So Lord, okay, read now. This 2-3 lines. Read. Continue. Sarva Bhutani Kauntaya Prakritim Yanti Manakam Kalpasya.
Kalpakshay Punastani Kalpadau Visrajamyaham.
Read. Continue.
O son of Kunti, when the kalpa or the duration of life of Brahma is ended, then all the created manifestations enter into my prakriti or energy. And again, when I desire, the same creation takes place by my personal energy. The conclusion is that these are all but displays of the Lord's inconceivable personal energies, of which no one can have any full information. This point we have already discussed.
Okay, got text 41, 42 पढ़ेंगे. विशुद्धं केवलं ज्ञानं प्रत्यक्ष सम्यक् अवस्थितं सत्यं पूर्णं अनादि अनन्तं निर्गुणं नित्यम् अद्वयं ऋषिविदन्ति मुनयः प्रसन्तात्मेन्द्रियाश्रयः यदा तत् एव शक्तर्कैस्त्रियो तिरोधीयेत विप्लुतम्.
The personality of Godhead is pure, being free from all contaminations of material tingens. He is the absolute truth and the embodiment of full and perfect knowledge. He is all pervading, without beginning or end, and without rival. O Narada, O great sage, the great thinkers can know him when completely freed from all material hankerings and when sheltered under the undisturbed condition of the senses. Otherwise, by untenable arguments, all is distorted, and the Lord disappears from our sight.
Yeah, so because Lord himself are free from material thing, okay, so he is the embodiment. We cannot know Lord by the arguments. There is a verse, no? Kya? Tena pravachano na pravachane na labhyo. So you cannot understand Lord by giving good pravachanas, okay, by studying. You can only understand because understand Lord by surrendering unto him. So your Lord is Vishuddham is without any coverings. Okay, and he pervades everywhere. And Anadi Anantam, without any change, without, he is the same Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, so Prabhupada talks about in the purport about Vijnanam. So Supreme Lord, like I told you, if you have an elephant form, candy, elephant size, sugar candy, You eat from the elephant trunk or elephant tail, it will it will taste sweet. So similarly, Lord's body, right from the tip of the head to the tip of the toe, is completely full of Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, full of knowledge, full of bliss, full of, okay? So,
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
yes,
can you explain the meaning of the last sentence? Otherwise, by untenable arguments, cannot understand that.
no, untenable, you just try to know the Lord, but you give very not proper arguments. There is good argument, there is bad argument. First, you tell me, do you know what do you mean by argument? Can somebody tell what do you mean by what is an argument? What is an argument? Can tell me?
आर्गुमेंट हिंदी में उसको बहस बोलते हैं.
बस तो फिर क्या है उसको? आर्गुमेंट को आप हिंदी में इसको डिफाइन करो ना भाई.
विदाउट एनी प्रॉपर नॉलेज डिस्कस करना कि ये मैं जानता हूँ वो जानता है, फिलोसफिकल स्पेकुलेशन ओनली.
नहीं, उसको थोड़ी बोलते हैं आर्गुमेंट. प्रभुपाद का बता. प्रभुपाद सेज one should understand the gift of Lord Chaitanya through logic and argument. मैं बता दूं तो प्रभुपाद ऐसी क्यों बोलते हैं? तो क्या बहस करके संबंध अच्छी? और यहाँ पे लिखा है अनटेनेबल आर्गुमेंट. अनटेनेबल मतलब क्या कि you are not able to defend yourself, or you're not able to argue with that person, okay, or not able to attack that person, because if you don't know the Lord, you cannot. So because when you argue or try to do anything, means not plausible arguments, not better arguments. If you try to know Lord through arguments also, he will not be appear. It will all be distorted. Okay, that is the meaning. Is it clear? Untenable means generally means you're not able to defend. This is one meaning against anybody. Okay. Clear
Okay.
now?
Okay, Prabhuji.
No, but tell me now, what is argument?
Very questioning others' opinion.
Okay. Anybody else? Because if people argue, no? What is an argument? Now I'll show you first. See, here it is. See, I'll show you in this line how it works. He is all okay. Oh Narada, great sage, the great thinkers can know him when completely freed from all material hankerings and when sheltered under undisturbed condition of senses. Otherwise, because when they try to know their argument, the objection or the argument, otherwise by untenable arguments, otherwise they cannot, whatever they're thinking of the Lord, whatever they want to know about the Lord, and the Lord disappears from our side. So when whatever they try to present the Lord, either they are not able to defend their arguments, or whatever given in the scriptures, they themselves not able to counter it. This is two meanings. Here it is. So these people, they try to know by, because they are in material conditions, their arguments is not so strong. They are not able to defend what they are speaking. Unless you are in a conditioned state, or unless your senses are disturbed, when you try to even speak about the Lord, your arguments will be not so, you're not able to defend your points. That is the point here. Okay. Or the various, so these people, thinkers, they try to tell about the Lord, but their arguments when they present, they're not able to defend themselves when they are countered. Or if we people, when we try to speak about the Lord, when somebody is conditioned, but devotees are always liberated. When somebody is conditioned and they try to speak about the Lord, their arguments, they're not able to defend themselves. So everything is distorted, or they try to know through the material thing, that time also it is distorted. So then Lord disappears from the sight. That is the thing. Okay. So my point is to say, what is an argument? Tell me. You are saying argument. See, tell me what is an argument.
Argument is proving something that I am wrong. I am right, you are wrong.
Okay, this is one point. Okay, anything else? Anything else? So Prabhupada, they're talking about impersonal people. They try to know Lord in the condition, because they are conditioned. They are not liberated people. They try to know and put some arguments, but they cannot defend their arguments. That's the point. So they try to know, or even try to, so everything becomes distorted. Okay. So we cannot know Lord by this. Lord can only know by devotion service. So argument means It is defined as there are 16 divisions of argument. One is a good argument, one is a bad argument. So Western argument goes to 3 stages: premise 1, premise 2, conclusion. Premise 1, there is a fire in the mountain. Premise 2, because there is a smoke. Conclusion, therefore there is fire on the mountain. But Vedic arguments goes to 5 stages. There are 16 divisions, but out of that 1 division I'm explaining. Proper Vedic arguments goes by 5 stages: premise 1, premise 2, premise 3, premise 4, premise 5. Okay, that's premise 4, and 5th one is conclusion. So premise 1 is pratigya, there is a fire on the mountain. Premise 2, hetu, reason, because there is a smoke. Premise 3, example, udharan, wherever there is smoke there is fire, they go together. Upanayan, premise 4 is upanayan, or bringing the theme clear. Practically we can see. So where we see fire and smoke together when the woods are burning. Okay, so therefore conclusion, there is a fire on the mountain. So this is 5 syllogism step of logic. Prabhupada gives about this thing in Adi Lila chapter 7 verse 106 purport. I'll show you. Okay. So why this is an argument. When you put things in a proper argument, this complete 5 step syllogism is called an argument. That your argument is proper. Okay. There is other argument, Vitandavad, Jalpavad. Vitanda means you don't want conclusion, you just want to argue to defeat others. That is called Vitanda. Okay. Then there is Hetva Bhash. Hetva Bhash means futility. You know, like sometimes futility just make the person, you just try to make that person as a useless one, useless person. How? Like somebody asked Prabhupada, what do you think of Sai Baba? Prabhupada said, I don't think. So what is meaning? Prabhupada is saying different meaning. This is one kind of way to reply. Okay. So these are the 16 divisions. Prabhupada gives about 1 division, which this is called Prarartha Anuman, which can be used in presenting the philosophy. Okay. So otherwise by untenable arguments like Mayavadi speaks about, try to know the Lord and try to speak. So because being they are in condition, they cannot, untenable means they cannot defend their arguments properly. Because Acharya was defeat those Mayavadi's points elaborately, Madhva's side and our side also. Ramanuja defeated from Shri side also. Ramanuja defeated, Vadiraj defeated, Jiva Goswami defeated, Bhaktivinoda Thakur defeated, many other. So all the angles of Mayavad, Acharyas have defeated. About the absolute truth, about the process, about the pramanas. Okay. Is it clear? So Prabhupada talks here no, about the untenable. He talks about the impersonalist.
Yes, Guruji.
Okay. Okay, anything else? So you can check while presentation, you can put this in 5 step syllogism. Okay.
Okay, Guruji.
Anything else? See, Prabhupada writes here. Last he writes. Here it is. I just saw. Oh, I went a little further. Oh no, here only. See here, Prabhupada writes. I just see his went off. Okay, anyway. Yeah. See here, Prabhupada writes. Somehow or other, as long as there is a demand for sense satisfaction, there is no chance for pacification. On the contrary, by unnecessary dry speculative arguments, means this is Mayavadi, they only give like this. The whole matter becomes distorted because they don't come, because they give very speculative arguments. Because why it is called dry speculative? Because not is according to scripture. Jiva Goswami says that when you arguments is necessary, you should use it. Prabhupada writes in 6th canto, all the preachers of ISKCON should be well versed in logic and argument. 6th canto purport. Those who are preachers. Well, because there are some people who don't believe in scripture, so you should be good in arguments. Okay. Logic and arguments. So, but that arguments which is there, we accept how we accept logic. We take scripture statement, we believe in it, and then we use logic to present it very nicely or to defend it. We don't use logic to know, through logic we know the Lord, or we give arguments, through arguments we can come to understand everything about the Lord. That is not Jiva Goswami says. Okay, Jiva Goswami Tattva Sandarbha, he speaks about that. When the Pramana section comes, Anuman section, he speaks about this. Okay, so these are the Mayavadis who put forth the arguments, but the arguments are very untenable. They cannot prove it. But by their arguments putting like this, the Lord is distorted. Okay, any questions? Okay, we go. Adyavatara Purushaha Parasya. Adyavatara Purusha Parasya Kala Swabhava Sadasan Manascha Dravyam Vikaro Guna Indriyani Virat Swarat Sthanishu Charshnishu Bhumnaha. Read. Read the translation.
Karnarnavshayi Vishnu is the first incarnation of Supreme Lord, and he is the master of eternal time, space, cause and effect, mind, the element, the material ego, the modes of nature, the senses, the universal form of the Lord, Vaibhav Vishnu, and the sum total of all living beings, both moving and non-moving.
Yes, so Karnavashayi is the first incarnation. Adyo Avatara Purusha Parasya, among the Purusha avatar. Karna Avashayi is first. But among all Vishnu, Krishna is the first. That is verse number by Bhishmadev. Eshavai Bhagavan Shakshat Adyo Narayana Puvan. Adyo means he is the first among all Narayan. But among the all Purusha, Karnavashayi is the first. Purusha Parasya. Kala Swabhava. So what? He is the master of Kala Swabhava Sat Asan Manascha. Kala Swabhava, eternal time. Okay, Swabhava of the living entity. Okay, time, space, cause and effects, mind. Sat Asan Manascha. So Manas means mind. Cause and effect, Sat Asan. Okay, elements, Dravyam Vikaro. The material ego. Guna Indriyani. The three modes of nature. Senses. Indriyani senses. Virat Swarat. Virat means universal form. Swarat means Garbhadakshay Vishnu. Okay, Sthashnu, Charishnu. Chasnu is the immovable, means non-moving. Okay, and Charishnu. Sthashnu and Charishnu. Charishnu means moving. Okay, and okay, Bhumna is the Supreme Lord. Supreme Lord possesses all these energies. That is called Bhumna. Okay, so Mahavishnu is the everything of these things. He is the source of everything. Okay, so Prabhupada writes there in the purport. So Karnavashayi Vishnu, after every kalpa he does, okay, he interacts with the modes of nature. Okay, is it clear? So he creates this. See, Prabhupada writes in the first canto. Can you read this?
In the first canto of this book, we have already discussed this manifestation to some extent in the explanation of the verse beginning Grihe Purusham Rupam. The duration of illusory play of material creation is called a kalpa, and we have already discussed the creation taking place in kalpa after kalpa by the potent activities of Karnodakshay Vishnu, the complete ingredient of creation, namely time, space, cause, result, mind, the gross and subtle elements and their interactional mode of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, and then the senses and their reservoir source, the gigantic universal form, the second incarnation, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, and all living beings, both moving and standing, which come out of the second incarnation, all become manifested. Ultimately, all these creative elements and the creation itself are but a manifestation of Supreme Lord's potencies. Nothing is independent of the control of the Supreme Being.
Okay, got this now? Now you're getting idea of creation, how it happens. Okay, and then this life of, what do you say? Brahma, life of all creations. Thus, Yassai Kaniswati Kala Athavalambyam, all it's just on the breathing of Mahavishnu, all the innumerable universe. Okay. Vishnu Mahan Yas Kala Visheshu. Primary board of Govindamadi Purusham. So this is 43 to 45. It's very big. You want me to read shloka or go directly translation? Huh? We go to translation? Read now everything.
I myself, Brahma, Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, great progenitor like Daksha and Swayambhu Manu, yourself, Narada and Kumaras, heavenly demigods like Indra and Chandra, the leaders of Bhurloka planet, the leaders of earthly planets, the leaders of the lower planets, the leaders of Gandharva planets, the leaders of Vidyadhar planets, the leaders of Charana Loka planets, the leaders of Yakshas, Rakshasas, Urgas, the great sages, the great demons, the great atheists, and the great spacemen, as well as the dead bodies, evil spirits, satans, jinns, kusmandas, great aquatics, great beasts, and great birds, etc. In other words, anyone and everyone is exceptionally possessed of power, mental, and perceptual dexterity, strength, forgiveness, beauty, modesty, opulence, and breeding, whether with form or formless, may appear to be the specific truth and the form of the Lord, but actually they are not so. They are only fragments of a transcendental potency of the Lord.
So they are fragments, they are part and parcel of the Lord. See, Prabhupada writes in first paragraph. See, they are all energies of the Lord. Read.
Those in the list given above, beginning from the name Brahmaji, the first living creature within the universe, down to Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu, Narada, and other powerful demigods, men, supermen, sages, rishis, and other lower creatures of extraordinary strength and opulence, including the dead bodies, satans, evil spirits, jinns, aquatics, birds, beasts, may appear to be Supreme Lord, but actually none of them is the Supreme Lord. Every one of them possesses only a fragment of great potency of Supreme Lord.
Yes, so everyone possess. So this then Prabhupada talks about the depend upon the what are the potencies according to the advancement of a person. So there are worshippers are there. Shaktas, worshipper of Shakti, they are called Shaktas. Worshipper of sun god, they are called Sauryas. Worshipper of controllers, they are called Ganapatyas. Worshipper of Shaivats, they are called Shaivites. Worshipper of Vishnu, they are called Vaishnavas. Worshipper of Krishna, they are called Karshanas. And worshipper of Radharani, they are called as Gaudiyas. Okay.
Haribo.
So there Prabhupada writes about all these things. Not about, but he writes up to some people worship Shani Dev, Shitala Devi. Okay. So, but all these things are nothing but they are the potencies of the Lord. Factually, okay, they are all potencies only. So Lord's energies are there. Okay. So how to know the Lord? By following the instruction of Brahmaji, by practicing devotion service. The last verse.
Prabhuji, Prabhuji, here Lord Vishnu is also mentioned. So he is as good as Lord is Vibhuti, na?
So this is not that Vishnu. Vishnu, where it is written Vishnu?
I myself, Lord Shiva, the translation also, and
I myself.
Lord Shiva, Lord Vishnu.
Hmm.
Great generators, like that it continues, that we are fragmental parts. And
so Vishnu, Vishnu Thakur says is the Shridaksha Vishnu. So their Shridaksha Vishnu is also part and parcel of the Lord, na? So Bhagavad, that this is Vishwanath says that Adaya verse, he explained this three guna avatar, Brahma, Vishnu and Mahesh. So this Vishnu is also one of the expansion of the Lord. Okay. Like fragment. He has said in the fragment. Okay. So fragment means read Bhagavad Gita open 10.42. There is one verse I'll show you that that Krishna says, I create this Krishna portion of my fragment means Amshakala. Okay, that much. So I'll show you. It's in Bhagavad Gita 10.42. Anybody has Bhagavad Gita
10.42.
See this. Read this translation.
But what need is there, Arjuna, for all this detailed knowledge? With a single fragment of myself, I pervade and support this entire universe.
So who is this fragment? Is Mahavishnu.
Mahavishnu. Okay.
Mahavishnu, Garbhadaksha, Shirdaksha, they are referred to this because they are one only. Jiva Goswami in Paramatma Sandarbha talks about oneness of Purusha. That also I'll give you the reference. These Purushas are oneness. So sometimes Prabhupada writes that Garbhadaksha from Shirdaksha Vishnu, the lotus navel comes. Okay, sometimes he write like this. So to just show that all these three Vishnu are oneness of this three Vishnu. Okay, is it clear, bro?
Yes. So Vishnu is fragment of Lord, not a Lord himself with less qualities.
We can say fragment of Krishna, Amsha Kala Pumsa, right? No, for portion of the plenary portion. That way it is used. In that way, that sense, the fragment is used. Okay.
Okay. Okay, in that sense, in the Lord's expansion sense.
Right.
And jivas are different type of fragment totally.
Vibhinamsha and Swamsha.
Ah,
Both Amsha, but one is Vibhinamsha, one is Swamsha. Jivas are Vibhinamsha.
Vibhinamsha. This is
Amsha. Okay.
okay. Yes.
प्रधान्यतोयन् ऋषि अमनन्ति लीलावतारन् पुरुषस्य भुवनः अपीयतां कर्ण कषाय शोषान् अनुक्रमिष्येत इमान् सुपेशान्.
O Narada, now tell straight one after another the transcendental incarnations of the Lord known as Leela Avtaras. Hearing of their activities counteracts all foul matters accumulated in the year. These pastimes are pleasing to hear and are to be relished. Therefore, they are in my heart. Acha.
Yeah, so he's saying the Lord's Leela, Vishnu Thakur says, the Lord's Leela with Maya Shakti should be studied. It is explained. Now Lord's Leela with Chit Shakti, or that will be explained. Okay? Is it clear?
Leela Avtaras is with Chit Shakti.
And this
And
say, understand,
creation is with.
Lord's Leela with Maya Shakti, Lord also deal with Chit Shakti only, but he deals with Maya Shakti indirectly, right?
Yes.
And if you read 7th chapter, during 7th chapter, it is explained that Lord's, if I'll show you the quote, Prabhupada writes that, what is it? Studying Lord's Leela creation, okay, is equal to the describing the Rasa Leela. If you put in 2nd canto, you will get this. Okay, studying the Lord's creation is good at studying the Ras Leela. So study all those things, So we should not jump at 10th canto. We should always understand the Lord's greatness. So Prabhupada, right, if I'll get the reference, it is there. Okay?
Yes, bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, bro.
Prabhuji, in the previous words only, I had one question like that Panchopasana was mentioned like 5 prominent deities.
Yes.
So, I want to ask Prabhuji, why these 5 prominent deities and for what reason they are like this upasana and are done and by whom? This.
I told you, na, the Shaktas, they worship, those who are wanting to worship living entities only. Those who like Shakti, those who worshipper of Shakti, they are called as Shaktas. So why do they do to get their respective benefits?
Okay. But
They
this
like, they
5
practice.
Ganapatis, this Shiva, they are all.
Mayavadis, they do this Pancha Upasana, that is different. But Prabhupada, there is no talking about Pancha Upasana. Prabhupada is talking about there are different categories of devotees. So they worship to get a particular deity. So Prabhupada talks about Shani Dev also, Shitala Devi also, right?
Yes.
So directly Panchopasana Mayavadi does is only 5. So they do it just they have their own process given by Shankara, but later they say after worshipping that deity will break or they'll go to Brahman or they will become that deity, something like that. Okay, that is called Angra Upasana, considering us ourselves as supreme. Okay,
Yes.
that is okay. Now see, that is that. Okay, clear now?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so anything else? So Prabhupada's, wait, I'm just seeing that one. Okay. I want to show you some purport. And like this. Now this is almost over, no? Yes. So chapter is over. I want to show you some purport. I was teaching this in Bhakti, the 7th chapter. I want to show you. See this. Can somebody read this?
Some pseudo devotees think that to hear about the pastimes of the Lord means to hear about his activities with the gopis or about his pastimes like lifting the Govardhan hill. And they have nothing to do with the Lord's plenary expansions as the Purusha avatars and their pastimes of of the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of the material worlds. But a pure devotee knows that there is no difference between the Lord's Ras Leela pastimes and his pastimes of creation, maintenance, and destruction of the material world.
Rather, read.
Rather, the description of such activities of Lord are those as of the Lord as those performed by the Purushavtaras are specifically meant for persons who are in the clutches of the external energy.
Got this? So, Prabhupada talks about these things. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So, Prabhupada talks about these things. So, one should study this. Okay. So, Vishwanath, on this commentary, Vishwanath is speaking, putting a question. So, should one describes Lord's Leela with Maya Shakti or not? So, then Prabhupada is getting that. No, we should describe Lord pastime is Maya Shakti or not Maya. It is also transcendental. Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
So anyway, so we stop here. Thank you very much for tolerating. Okay. So if something I have not been able to satisfy you fully, please forgive me. Whatever I can, I did my best. Okay. So okay. So we stop here.
Prabhuji, question, Prabhuji.
What?
Prabhuji, Shambhu from Mahavishnu comes Shambhu from the eyebrows of Mahavishnu. And the prototype Shambhu comes from the eyebrows of Brahma in the universe.
I didn't say.
In this
See,
universe.
there is one Shambhu. Okay.
That is coming from Mahavishnu. But in this universe, it's when Brahmaji got angry.
From Mahavishnu, two Shambhu comes. You know this? One comes to the glance, right?
Uh-huh.
Lakshmi gives the glance, that one Shambhu.
Hanji.
Then next time he comes, second comes from his eyebrows. So the
Hanji.
second which comes from his eyebrows is prototype of that first one.
Hanji.
Now first that comes from eyebrows, that prototype enters the Garbhodaksha Vishnu, enters the universe. Okay. And when Brahma creates, and from Brahma's eyebrows that come, that is called Rudra.
That is not Shambhu.
Means because of the, we can name it, but actually it is called as Rudra appeared from Brahmaji. It's in Bhagavatam because it was anger. Anger is called Rudra. Okay? Or Rudraiti means
That,
as he was born, he was crying.
so that same prototype is coming now from Brahmaji's.
There is no mention that this Shambhu which come or this Rudra which come from Brahmaji is a prototype of that.
तो जो हम कहते हैं वो शिव जी है, जिनके हम शिव जी की वर्शिप करते हैं, ओम नमः शिवाय, वो शिव जी इन 11 रुद्र में से एक है, वो अलग है.
कैसा है प्रभु? Shivji is expanded into 11 Rudras, okay, Lagu Bhagavatam, which is there in our 11 senses. Because we get angry. That's the controller. Okay, it's a controller of elements also. But when you see Shivji, like outside people worship, okay, but we see when we go to Shiva temple, the outsider will see them that as Shambhu within the material world or Shiva, whatever. But we see that Shiva as Sadashiva from one of the Vaikuntha planets. Because we know, so therefore Prabhupada writes in CC, Adi Leela chapter 6 verse 79, I showed you that Sadashiv from Vaikuntha planets and Sadashiv from the material world. So material world also people call him Sadashiv or Shambhu, but their perspective, this is Shiva. This is Shiva Tattva. But we see that same Shiva as Sadashiv of the Vaikuntha planets. So therefore it is, we say that the Shiva as non-different from Krishna. So which Shiva is non different from Krishna is the Sadashiva Vaikuntha planets. So we see Shivji in that way. That is our understanding.
Like people in this material world are worshipping Lord Shiva. Shivji they are worshipping.
That is Shambhu. They are worshipping Shambhu of the which is outer realm of means his expansion and expansion. That is Shambhu Tattva they explain. They are worshipping.
तो वो
That within them they worship as a person or they worship as an impersonal. Right? Okay.
Living on Kailash Parvat, is he the 11 of these Rudras or he's the 12th person who is living on Kailash?
In Kailash, it is said there are many Shiva. If you come down, many forms of Shiva. In Ilavarat Varsh, in Jambudip, there is one Shiva. On Greater Himalayas, there is one Kailash. There is one Shiva. So Shiva is there, but Rudra, when Shiva expand into element like 11 senses controlling, that is Rudra. We can call him as Rudra also. There is no harm. But Rudra is when it is functioning our senses. When Shiva, because the ego principle is there. When Shiva, when you get angry, the eyes become red, the hand is moving to punch anybody, the legs is there to kick, the body is being. So these are functions of Rudra. Okay. So Rudra and Shiva one, but which angle you see? If Shiva is sitting there, is Shiva. You can call him Rudra. But when you see Shiva's function within the senses or within the elements, that is Rudra. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
We can call that Shiva Rudra also, no problem. But my way of thing is, it is one of the in ISKCON Sannyasi, one of the speaking that there is one personality Shiva, and when it's function in the senses of the element, that is called Rudra. But as a personality, you can call him Rudra, no problem. But we call him as Shiva. But as a Vaishnava, we call him as Sadashiva Vaikuntha planets. We see him in that way. But the materialistic people see him Sadashiva of material planets. Understood the difference between Shiva and Rudra? Rudras are there in the functioning.
Yes, Prabhuji. So these Rudras have their respective planets or they are just representing a function?
No, they are representing a function. They are all coming from Shiva only.
Okay.
There are 12 names of Rudra, so they are controlling. So they have their planets. There is no mention anywhere I came across.
Okay.
Why should I say if they don't have or have? I never came across. But Lord Shiva's planets is there. But yeah, this I read in Lagu Bhagavatam that these 11 Rudras are expanding for Shiva and they are residing in the elements as well as the senses.
Okay.
Okay.
So this Sadashiva is Vishnu Tattva. He is 93%. And this Shambhu, who is in material world, he is 85%, 55 qualities out of 64.
Right.
And Sadashiva is 60 qualities in the Vaikuntha.
Yeah, is a Vishnu Tattva, 60 qualities. But there is no mention like this, bro. You
Yes.
can speculate based on Vishnu Tattva, but fine. But you can take it in this way, but no one mentioned like this, so I don't speak.
Hanji.
But just by Vishnu Tattva has 60 qualities, like this also not mentioned. They said Vishnu has 60 qualities because Vishnu Tattva, when you say not necessary, has to have 60 qualities.
Hanji.
Because Ram has more qualities than Vishnu, right?
Hanji.
Both are Vishnu Tattva.
Yes.
Okay. So we don't say, but we say yes, this Sadashiv. But if you go to a Shiva temple, don't see him as Rudra or Shiva. See him as Sadashiva of Vaikuntha planets. That is our way to see. Vaishnavas see like that. So therefore, we see the prayers. I don't know. Some devotee was saying, I never checked they say we sometimes, one who considered Lord Shiva to be different from Lord Krishna, he is an offender.
Hanji.
So this is for us. But for
Hanji.
the outsiders, the same Sadashiv is in a material way.
Hanji.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Prabhuji,
Hmm.
that shloka which refers to Yastu Narayanam Devi Brahma Rudradi Devate, Prabhupada used to quote Samvatina Sa Pashandi Bhave Druma. So that Rudra only, that
What is the translation?
Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahma Rudradi Devate. Rudra and Brahma, whoever compares Narayan or Vishnu with Brahma Rudra, Sa Pashandi, such person considered to be Pashandi. Prabhupada quoted this shloka.
Yes, no. Yes. But there are other shloka
So-
also that we should not consider Lord Shiva. Shiva means Sadashiva Vaikuntha planets as different from Krishna.
Acha.
Prabhupada writes in the purport, no? Sadashiva Vaikuntha
Hmm.
planet is direct expansion from Krishna.
Yeah.
And when you sing that, this, what is the Namaparad, one who considered Lord Shiva and Brahma, But if you see the
Hmm.
original, he said for the Vaishnavas, one who sees Lord Sadashiva is not as different from Krishna is an offender.
Acha.
Is non-different from Krishna. But Sadashiva material planets is different.
Okay.
Okay.
So that shloka I quoted, it referred to, I think, this material planet,
For the
Shiva.
material planets, yes. For them people.
Okay.
Because from the Shiva Linga, there is a story. If you read Lord Shiva book from Shiva Linga, Narasimhadev came, breaking the Shiva Linga.
Acha.
So we say no Hari Hara,
Hmm.
non different that way. So
Hmm.
we always perceive Shiva as Sadashiva.
Hmm.
Okay.
Okay, bro.
Hare
Okay. Yes, bro.
Krishna, just one question, inquisitive, like the description of this, this came in second canto, then some description of this plantation will come in third canto also. And again,
And you speak a little, your way of speaking, your words are not so clear. Can you speak slowly?
I was asking,
The
ki
description of what?
description of this creation, it
Hmm.
came here in second canto, and second part will again come in third canto also, right?
Yes.
And again, in further cantos also description of Jambu Dweep and everything.
But
So,
that is Jambudvip is cosmology, not creation.
oh,
So creation here and third canto means in second canto the creation spoken from Brahman and Paramatma level, and third canto it is spoken in platform of Bhagavan level. Maitreya Muni wants Vidura asking about. So Maitreya Muni is talking about Vidura already knows. So Maitreya Muni is saying that creation has connection with the Lord. So everyone use Bhagavate in his shloka use. But when Brahma explains about this Vibhutis, Purusha Shukta, with describing all this interaction, and that same universal form in third canto is also given. So that is described by Paramatma level, how Paramatma and how energies are transforming. When Brahmaji describes about the creation, that creation is the energy of the Lord, that is Brahman level. So because Brahma Jyoti for us is qualities and energies of for Krishna. For the Jnani, it is a goal, but for us is the intermediate. So therefore, Bhagavad Gita 14.26, Mam cha vibhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sagunan samiteta brahma bhujaya kalpati. So when somebody practice bhakti comes to the level of Brahman. So Brahman also means a spiritual platform. Because all Brahma Jyoti is provided within this universe also. So he comes to Brahman level means he sees everything as quality and energies of Krishna. So therefore there is a phrase, no, Sarva Khalam Idam Brahman. What do you mean everything is Brahman? Everything is qualities and energies of Lord. That is meaning of that. Sarva Khalam Idam Brahman. Brahman means Lord's quality and energies. So when you see energies are interacting, that is Paramatma level. When you see these two connection with the Supreme Lord Krishna, that is Bhagavan level. Okay. So I'll
yes,
show you one example. If you go to buy a shoes, you are when you go to buy shoe, what you see? You just take the shoes and come. What else you see?
size, quality, and everything. Company.
Exactly. You see the qualities, no? You are attracted to qualities. That qualities is Brahman level. Either dress. And when you start wearing the shoes, you're wearing in the leg, you're putting your hand. Who's making this hand and leg move? That is Paramatma. Because soul does not do anything. Soul may desire. Paramatma is making it move by through material energy. Okay. So yeah, that is called Paramatma. You can see. This is seeing means what? Intellectually seeing. Not
Yes.
intellect actually, because you see through everything through intellect. No, intellect discriminate. So who is actually making it move? Is Paramatma only. And when you think of Krishna by doing this, that is Bhagavan level. This is basically this mechanics I'm telling you about, intellectual mechanics. How to see this Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan.
Yes.
Because Satvata Tantra says, "Na Vishnu Trini Rupani Purshakhyani Ato Vedi." You know this shloka? Mahavishnu is the supplier of ingredients of the universe. Garbhodakshay gives attraction. So these qualities and energies come from Garbhodakshay Vishnu. On his navel, the whole universe is there. He gives the attraction within the universe. If one atom is not attracted to other atom, how will the universe move? So time starts with given one atom moving to another atom. To move to that atom to become two atom, the attraction principle should be there, no? Otherwise, how it will go? So that attraction is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. So you are attracted to rose. So rose ingredients are Mahavishnu. Rose qualities, smoothness, smell, whatever, it is Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And rose going from bud to a flower, it is Shridakshay Vishnu. So throughout the creation, you can remember this three Vishnu. So when you know these three Vishnu, you are liberated because you think of Lord. Always remember Krishna, never forget. And then you know these three Vishnu are connected to Krishna. You are always Krishna conscious 24/7. Always remember Krishna, chanting, reading Bhagavad Gita, attending morning program. Always remember Krishna. Never forget Krishna when you deal with the material energy. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So if you want, I'll give a reference for all this. Don't ask me because the points and search. I never made a document like this, but it is there. Okay,
Yes.
then anything else?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, one last question. In first canto, third chapter, in starting verses only, Prabhupada says that these avtaras come from Garbhodakshay Vishnu. And in third paragraph, he says that the avtaras, incarnations come from Shirodakshay Vishnu. So both the things he write.
Nah, so that's why he writes like this to show there is oneness of Purusha. Okay, I'll show you one Paramatma Sandarbha quote. These Purushas are one. Jiva Goswami directly spoke about this oneness of Purusha. I'll show you in my Brahma Samhita notes. 1 minute, give me some time. I just want to open the documents. Just give me 2 seconds. So Prabhupada writes many times. So like this. So because of this reason only, Prabhupada wanted to show oneness of Purusha. Where are they? Wait. So I'll show you the reference to show oneness. Vishnu, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, they are one only. Okay. See here. Read this procedure. Paramatma Sandarbha, Jiva Goswami describes the oneness of Purushas. 1 minute. He is called Narayan, he is a shelter of living entities. Oh, sorry. Thus, Evam Purushakhena Vidite. Thus, although there are multiple forms of Purusha, they are one. This is the verse. The Brahmana Jadabharat explained this to Rahuguna by way of an example. This is directly from Paramatma Sandarbha Anuchet 5. Sorry. He is called Narayan, he is a shelter of living entities, and after annihilation of this material world, he is full of opulences and is the resting place of everything material. He is therefore known as Vasudev, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. By his own potency, is present within the hearts of living entities, just as the same person in the heart also, okay, air vital force within the bodies of all beings moving and non-moving. In this way, he controls the body. In his partial feature of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he enters all the bodies and controls them. So he's talking about Mahavishnu, Garbhodaksha and everything. Okay? Because the universes come and goes inside him. That is Mahavishnu. He is full of opulences. Got this? So this line, Evam Purushasya Khena Viditave Dishtant Gain Upaditi. This is. Okay? So they are one. So to show this, Prabhupada write like this. Okay?
Okay, Prabhuji.
So
Thank
this is oneness of Purusha. I think I have more reference for this. No, I didn't put it. There is that. Okay?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
I'll see. Just give me which I can show you more reference I have. Oh, this is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Shridakshay Vishnu. Okay, 5.14. No, 1 minute. Just give me 2 seconds. I'll open. I'll give you more reference. Now read this. This is very nice from Prabhupada books. I didn't put it this there. I should have put it. Now read this. Read. Get oneness of Purushas.
The oneness of the three Purushas. Garbhodakshay Vishnu is sometimes said to be an expansion of Pradyumna, as in Srila Prabhupada purport to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela 2.56. For his past times, Lord Krishna has four original manifestations, namely Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. The first Purusha avatar, Mahavishnu, in the causal ocean, who is the creator of the aggregate material energy, is an expansion of Sankarshan. The second Purusha, Garbhodakshay Vishnu, is an expansion of Pradyumna, and the third Purusha, Shirodakshay Vishnu, is an expansion of Aniruddha.
Okay, read further. But it is also said.
It is also said that Pradyumna and Aniruddha are expansion of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. In
Read.
Krishna Sandarbha Anuched 2, for example, Srila Jeev Goswami quotes Mahabharat Shanti Parva. Garbhodakshay Vishnu, in his form as a master of Shwetadeep, is speaking.
Who is the master of Shetadeep? It is Shirodakshay Vishnu. Right?
Vishnu, yes.
So why these things to show this? Read further.
From my fourth expansion, the eternal form of Lord Shesh is manifested. He is also called Shankarshan. And from his Lord Pradyuman is manifested. From
But Pradyumna is manifested. Okay, from Shankarshan Pradyumna. Read further.
From my manifestation as Lord Pradyumna, I again appear as Lord Aniruddha. This occurs again and again. From the lotus flower of Lord Aniruddha's navel, Brahma is born.
Brahma is born from Pradyumna, which is Garbhodakshay Vishnu, but here it is written like this. Got this?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Read, continue further.
From Brahma, all the material elements and the moving and non-moving living entities appear. Those who are well versed in Sankhya Yoga say that Lord Aniruddha is the all-pervading soul, super soul.
Read.
One may ask how Garbhodakshay Vishnu can be both an expansion of Pradyumna and the source of Pradyumna and Aniruddha. Srila Jeev Goswami answers, referring to Srimad Bhagavatam 1.3.23, यही वर्ष का मैं बात कर रहा था. Sud Goswami wanted to emphasize that all the forms of Lord Vishnu are the same one personality of Godhead. Thus, he did not mention Lord Pradyumna's name in this passage, which describes the appearance of Garbhodakshay Vishnu. Sud Goswami Vishnu.
Okay.
Yes, Prabhuji.
For the same reason, Satvata Tantra also speaks about three forms of Vishnu. Okay, second, third. So read this. Continue further. It may seem, read.
It may seem that the names are indeed.
This note is put by Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Read. Not mine. Okay.
It may seem that the names are indeed listed in the above paragraph, although Srila Jeev Goswami says they are not. But the names listed are secondary names describing the activities of the Purusha incarnations, not the primary names Shankarshan, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha.
Now, in the purport, Chaitanya Charitamrita Prabhupada writes the same thing. Okay. Okay, got this? So there's so much references. So just to show, see this. The oneness of three Purusha incarnation, all the forms of Godhead was confirmed in Brahma Samhita text. They're all one only. Okay. Clear now?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so to show that. Okay, anything else?
Thank you, Prabhuji.
So Pandurang Shanku, are you happy?
Yes, Roji.
I tried. I'm not a Sanskrit scholar, but I tried my best to,
Your
I'm gradually learning.
Yeah, we are relishing, Broji. You're devotee scholar.
No, not relishing. I'm
And
trying to learn. Sir, you are happy because you have a question so much. I was a little scared that, you'll keep on asking, but you asked me and you are happy with that, so I'm happy.
yes, Broji. You are well versed, so very less
No,
questions.
I don't want. I'm saying this. I tried whatever I know. I showed reference. I just taught whatever I know.
Yes,
Okay.
Broji. That was very nice part. So many references and sticking to Prabhupada for final conclusion was very highlight of the thing. So
Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
thank you. Amitru, 1 minute.
Okay, chalo Hari bol.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. So we like to heartily thank Prabhuji for taking out his time.
I
And
should tell all of you thank you that you tolerated and heard, because you devotees require very high stuff of things which I may not able to provide so much. But anyway, I understand, because what happened creation, one devotee told me, because creation topic hardly somebody studies. So that's why I am little unique thing is there. But other than that, I'm not so much a big person. But somebody studies creation, they will understand. But the point is creation is spread everywhere, So therefore, very difficult to grasp this. But anyway, I tried my best. But you people are good people, very humble, very sincere. So whatever, if I am not able to satisfy all of you up to the heart, so I ask forgiveness. Thank you very much.
so let us very heartily thank Prabhuji for time by one time loudly chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Hare.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
just one announcement is that the one chapter is remaining, so we'll cover it after Yatra. One class I will schedule online.
Which?
7th chapter, Prabhuji.
Acha, let's see.
So
In 7th chapter, anybody will teach, no problem. 7th chapter.
So we'll have it after this, and also the exam and submissions will be will not have any class in November, even December, because of marathon and subsequent things. So we'll have our another class in January after 15th only. So we'll let you know the dates and everything. The exam will be also there after that only.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
OBU question and other things I will mail. Hare.
No, don't mail question. I cannot answer because I have other engagement.
No, Prabhuji, not to you. I am telling to all the devotees.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji, for patiently answering our questions. So,
Are, thank you.
thank
You
you
are
very
asking
much.
such nice questions, but I may not able to sometimes not satisfied you. So please forgive me for
I'm
that.
satisfied. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Really patiently answered. मैं तो काफी जगह डांट खाता हूँ, but you patiently answered all the questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I thought Pandurang Sharan would be asking like this. I was little scared with him. बोला नहीं प्रभु ऐसे कैसे होता है, फिर ऐसा होता है, फिर ऐसे क्यों नहीं, तो मैं थोड़ा सा डरा हुआ था. हमारे पर क्या इनका नाम प्रशांत गुंजेगा पे थोड़ा सा, तो बाद में when I saw that, when I heard that he is not he's happy, he's asking question but he's happy, so thank you very much Prabhu Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna, धन्यवाद. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna.